Blog Talk Radio.
Let me tell you how we do it. There ain't nothing to it. We're gonna get right to it. You ready? You ready? This is the ProMMANow.com radio network.
We're going to interrupt our normal Thursday night to bring you Bluegrass MMA Live for the second time this week. That's right. Pinnacle Fighting Championships is up next Saturday, and to make it work, tonight we've got Justin Steave, James Porter, Khama Worthy. We're going to talk about their fights coming up. We're going to talk to Caleb Trumbull about his upcoming fight. Live from St. Louis, Missouri, in preparation for her big fight tomorrow night. Gina Begley's going to stop by to talk about Rumble Time Promotions, the Ameristar Casino where she's at. I might ask her about the buffet she's enjoyed. And of course, we'll talk about the fight with undefeated Marissa Smith that goes down tomorrow night. To close things out, maybe one of our most memorable guests. I don't know. Definitely one of the most entertaining. Daniel Aguilar. He's coming off a 29-second win at his last fight for RFA. He's back for RFA 15 that goes down on June the 6th. It's going to be awesome. It's Thursday night. What else you got going on? Sit back, relax. This is Bluegrass MMA Live.
Now tuned into the motherfucking greatest.
Fighters first, fans always. The Ohio Valley's #1 source for MMA. Broadcasting on the ProMMANow.com radio network. Brought to you by Bangtown Fightwear. This is Bluegrass MMA Live. And now, here are your hosts, Juan Valley and Kerry Thomas.
You could be anywhere in the world, but you're right here with us. We love you for that. This is Bluegrass MMA Live, episode 174. 26 away from 200, if my math's correct. And tonight, as always, we're brought to you by Bangtown Fightwear. Be sure you check them out at BangtownFightwear.com. You follow them on Twitter at BangtownBT. Or if you're in St. Louis and you're going to the fights, you can see Gina and Scott and Adam Fritz all rocking their Bangtown Fightwear. You see them on our banner. Great supporters of local MMA, and with that, we are live as Juan prepares for this. Juan's preparing for the show. I'm gonna take you back to Tuesday night. Had a great 2 and some hours. Ryan Bevins is texting me. Let's read that later, Ryan. Sorry. We did over 2 hours, and then we can go 3. I cut it off. Then we did like a round table and recorded it, and we put it up on livesportscaster.com. So if you missed that, you can go to livesportscaster.com, the Bluegrass MMA Live channel, and our last 2 episodes are there, as well as the bonus round table. Juan been trying to censor me lately, so I may sound a little more reserved in my talk. But tonight I'm pumped. Next week, Pinnacle Fighting Championship, Pittsburgh Challenge Series, Pinnacle Fighting Championships, Pittsburgh Challenge Series, something like that. A lot of Pittsburgh and Pinnacle, but it's huge. One of my favorite promotions. I ain't gonna lie, I jumped when you did that.
You should be. Because
welcome to the party, late.
The man, the myth, the legend, the one, the only. I joined the show. I'm not used to a Thursday gig. I'm not used to it. It's different.
What's different? Being late? No.
No, that's normal for me. Let's not get that wrong.
Yeah.
joining Thursday night. Usually this is reserved for Denny.
Yeah, see, and that's I don't know the future of Pro MMA Now radio. It's kind of up in the air right now. So
I told him I would do it for a nominal fee of one Chipotle burrito per day for the rest of my life.
A nominal, not. It's 2 words. A nominal, not a nominal.
Hey. I just woke up. You want me to hop off here?
If you leave, I leave. That's just how it goes. Who's coming with? I already feel like I've already been interrupted with a text that I was trying to read from Ryan Bevins. I don't know if you heard. One of my favorite guests does a lot of talking. He's in the last spot tonight. Daniel Aguilar is back. The Snake.
The Snake. Oh man, wasn't he on the show like 2 weeks ago?
2 months ago, but yeah.
It feels like 2 weeks ago because he is awesome.
He's very funny.
Oh, without a doubt. Honestly,
behind.
dream radio show, dream podcast. Him and the cat from Miami. I can't think of his name now.
From Miami.
XFC fighter. Former XFC fighter, was an XFC fighter.
Shaba
bonus.
Yeah.
Them two.
They would just talk forever.
They would. That right there is gold.
For our 200th episode, for that 3 hours, it will be a dream episode. Probably
just call it
Dana White.
Bluegrass MMA episode 200 part A, and we'll just have them two on it. Just 2 hours, 3 hours of them talking. That's what we'll do.
You know what I've wanted to do, and we digress, but Justin Steave is going to be up in just a second. So for those that don't know, we have our own switchboard. We call in, take calls, call out, play, whatever, just like a radio switchboard. I want to call 2 people and then patch them together so they start talking to each other, but they don't, they think they've called each other. It would go something like, I would answer, I'd say hello, and then you'd hear me say hello, then you'd say hello, I'd say, what's up? I don't know, you called me. No, you called me. Especially like 2 people, like Bjorn Rebney and Dana White. Go.
That would be awesome.
If Scott Sheely would come off with Dana's cell phone number, we'd make that happen.
He would. Maybe we'll do it next IT Fight Series in June 14th.
We'll get Sheely good and drunk.
Exactly.
And then
mix it up. Boom. There we go. And then maybe we'll get that Matt Brown interview we were promised.
We'll get it from his phone and record it. Matt.
Yeah.
Listen, Scott's drunk. I'm using his phone. So anyway, get Justin Steave on the horn before we waste any more of our listeners' time. If you are listening in the chat room, take a second, tell us who you are. We'll say what's up. We're friendly for the most part. I'm refraining from the profanity. But also, we love you guys. We love all the people that tune in every week. If you missed it last night, the Coyote Ugly Show had Cody Garbrandt back on the show, which they're like 8 episodes in, and he's been on there twice. But he's fighting James Porter. Huge Pinnacle card next week, so very excited about that. As I was saying before, Juan wooed me, and I jumped out of my seat. From really, like when I think Pennsylvania MMA, I think of 2 promotions: Pinnacle and Gladiators of the Cage. There's probably more. I don't know who they are though. Let's be real, because I don't follow them that much, but I can follow Pinnacle and Gladiators of the Cage because they do such a good job of keeping you informed. So tonight we're going to talk with main event fighter James Porter. He is second. Then Khama Worthy, we're going to talk to him. He takes on Anthony Morgan. But to kick things off, we welcome back to the program Mr. Justin Steave. Justin, what's going on?
Not much. What's going on?
Man, I appreciate you taking the time out. I know the time is drawing closer. I got to ask you, at this point in your career, coming off 2 losses, is there a sense of urgency for you? Like, is this a must-win situation for you? Do you feel any pressure?
Right now, I don't feel any pressure, but, I mean, I'll say every fight, it's always a must-win right now, especially come off 2 losses. But I'm ready to bounce back and try and improve it a lot more. I learned from those losses, and I just got to prove it to everybody.
Pinnacle is such a great spot. How comfortable do you feel when you go back there? Because I feel like the guys that I've talked to, they always go back. For the most part, all the pro fighters have had multiple fights on the card. But talk to me what it's like being there and fighting for Matt and Dave and the whole crew.
To be honest with you, I mean, be straight up, I mean, it's probably one of the best organizations I fought for. I fought for, numerous ones, Ring of Combat I fought for also. But Dave Click, I mean, just the way he treats all his fighters, I mean, it's all, everyone's fairly, I could say like that, treats everyone fairly. I mean, there's no favoritism really. I mean, they basically treat all fighters like gold, I mean, the way you want to be treated. So, I mean, I can't complain about that at all.
You're taking on Brylan. He's just got a weird name. Brylan Van Artsdalen.
Yeah.
That's too many vowels for me. But I feel like he's in a position where you had went on a tear there, put together 4 wins in a row before you've hit this skid. Like when you see a guy like him and a guy like you, you've got to think, at least from a fan's perspective, maybe if not in the seat that you're sitting in, but like this is going to be an awesome fight because this is when like you kind of put everything aside, what you're hesitant about, you throw the kitchen sink at each other and go at it. I think this probably could be fight of the night. What do you think about the matchup? Because I feel like both of you guys are going to be bringing it. Yeah,
I definitely like the matchup, and I mean, for everyone who's listening right now, it's going to be fireworks. I mean, I don't see anybody when the bell rings. No one's going to be in their seats, in my opinion. I mean, it's going to be fireworks from bell to bell. I'm saying, but I mean, he's well rounded. I was supposed to fight him 2 years ago for Bellator actually, and I had some little things going on, so I had to pull out a fight. But I'm ready, make a comeback right now and get, turn these losses back to W's now. We're both calling for losses, and we're both hungry. I could say that, and like I say, I've never been this hungry before in my life. I'm ready to make it happen. I deserve, to be a household name, I think. So
when you go back to the gym, when you face a tough loss like your last fight went to the decision, what questions do you ask yourself? What I mean, because I imagine you do a lot of reflecting. This could have done this, could have done that. But what did you ask yourself when it was all said and done, and you had a little bit of time to look?
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, just mistakes. I go back to the drawing board right there. That's the first thing I have to say to myself right there. I have to go back to the drawing board and work on everything. I felt I messed up on. I made little mistakes for it. And I should have learned. But that's why I'm here right now. I'm ready for next Saturday. I'm gonna prove it. I'm putting in deep waters, and Pinnacle Worthy's not comfortable with that. So that's what I'm doing.
Talking about training camp, man. I know you train with some of the best. Who's helping you get ready for this fight?
We have a bunch of guys right now. Training camp's going awesome. I got a guy named Khama Worthy. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the name at all, but he's playing also that same night, co-main event. Mark Jericho's in there all the time. Cody, when he's in town, he's in there. I also train Enzo Gracie Pittsburgh, so I got Mike Wilkins over there too. Warren Stout, the BJJ coach. To be honest with you, I mean, every gym I go to, there's just no household names. It seems like who can be household names? I can say. I mean, it's just tough everywhere. You never go to a gym where you're a top dog. Everywhere I go, I'm getting pushed by everybody. It can be amateurs, pros, whatever. Guys don't want to fight sometimes. So I mean, I'm in the best spot in position right now.
I was gonna say when your crew rolls in, you, Jericho, Khama, Cody, like first of all, that's intimidating. But do you feel a little bit of pressure to perform? Because, I mean, like you said, everybody's somebody, including yourself. Everybody's got that name. Everybody's had that, target on their back. And I'm sure you've got the people that see you fail. How does it feel being a part of that crew and knowing that you've got a lot of eyeballs on you.
I mean, it's awesome to be part of the crew. You know, I mean, we're like a gangster scrap pack. You consider black tie-ins. You know, everywhere we go, you know, I mean, everyone knows who we are, and it's hard to get fights for us sometimes too. I mean, I think they went through about 10 or so guys for me to finally fight for this card right here. So I mean, no one just jumps to fight us. You know, that's one thing. You know, but I mean, some guys, I mean, if they do, I mean, they want to make a name for themselves, and that's what they got to do. They beat us first, and I mean, that's a hard challenge to do also.
So what's going on outside the gym, man? What's going on outside all this craziness? What's been keeping you occupied when you're not training?
Family, fiance, you know, just work. That's the main thing right there. You know, I got a 3-year-old son. I get home every day from work. First thing he wants to fight, so I got to fight him first, and you know, I'm practicing my head kicks with him also. So he throws them pretty hard. So, you know, fiance, she's wonderful. She does everything for me also. Helps support me, and then work. You know, I work for a gas company. I'm out there, you know, 8 hours a day usually, at the least, maybe 10 sometimes. And you put my life on the line right there too, you know, working with dangerous chemicals. But that's the life for me right there. You know, I do that and go train, you know. So I kind of have no life, but it's a life I love.
Like when you're working for the gas company, how much of your thoughts are what you're going to be doing in the gym? Maybe you're working on your diet. Like I think I would be at least distracted by everything else that's going on. Do you find yourself daydreaming about the fight or stuff, or is it a job where you have to kind of stay focused?
It's kind of both. I mean, I do, like, when I have spare time, I'm thinking about the fight constantly. I mean, I sleep about it, I mean, everything. But when I'm on a job, you know, I mean, I have to, you know, basically make sure I'm doing the right thing for the work, you know, so everyone's safe. But there's times I think about a job, you know, and eating-wise, like, we have lunch breaks, you know, everyone else is eating pretty, you know, crappy foods, and I got to watch what I'm eating, you know, guys try to give me some Doritos or something, and so it's hard to turn them down, but, you know, I do it, though. I'm a fat boy at heart, though, but, you know.
That's awful. I mean, because obviously they know what you do, right?
Exactly. I don't know what it is. It's like, I don't know. They're trying to just, it's like a little devil on my shoulder sometimes, you know, just take a bite, take this, you know, get a pizza or something. I'm like, no, I can't do it. My weight's too heavy right now, and, you know, so we just go back and forth.
See, you give them a good right hook, they'll quit that stuff. You know, they
right.
It's like those people, you know, if you don't drink, there's always those people that just try to pressure you to drink, and I never understood that. Like, you can enjoy Doritos. That doesn't mean I have to enjoy Doritos. Even though I really want Doritos, I can't eat Doritos, so leave me alone.
Exactly. You know, but after the fight, I'll definitely have some. Yeah, after the fight, I'll definitely have some Doritos. You know, I'll mix it in with a whole bunch of different things. So you gotta get his weight back up pretty soon.
When you sit down and you think about what you want to accomplish this year, obviously you've got a task at hand next Saturday night, but where do you see yourself? You know, short term, 6 months, or at the end of the year? How do you see this year playing out for Justin?
Right now, you know, I'm going to 5-4. To be honest, I would like to see myself, you know, either 7-4 or 8-4 at the end of the year, and you know, that's it right there. You know, get back to where I need to be. You know, get back on this winning streak, and you know, last time, like you said, I was at 4-5 winning streak. I need to make it 10 or 10 or more this time. You know, I mean, I need to get noticed. I felt I was close last time. You know, that's why I want to ring combat. You know, for high, you know, a little more exposure. Like I said, things just thinking my way. You know, but I feel I'm still right there. You know, I can hang with the best of them. And even beat, in my opinion, you know, I just have to prove everybody else this next Saturday coming up.
Like, how active you want to be? Some guys like 6-week training camps, 8-week training camps. To put on a run like that, you know, to get to 8-4 and make a run this year, would you be willing to take short notice fights and stuff like that, or are you a guy that likes to kind of put in the work through an extended training period?
Right now, I just got to be a lot more smarter. I mean, to be honest with you, my losses came from being taken basically short notice fights. You know, I fought in ring combat 3 weeks notice against James Jenkins, and you know, he stopped me in the second round, whatever. But like I said, I made a few mistakes. Same thing when I fought, you know, Michigan. Everything's short notice, which that's my problem right there. I need a full training camp, to be honest. I feel a full training camp, and you know, I can fight whoever, and you know, I also beat them too. You know, I'll be mentally focused, and that's the main thing right there. Physically, I know I can do it, but it's all a mental process.
What was your fight like in Michigan? Because I always hear it's like the Wild West up there. You know, they've got they throw up a cage in a barn or whatever. What did you have a good experience when you went up there?
To be honest with you, I actually did. I mean, it was a very nice organization. Like I said, I was surprised too, but went there. You know, I fought a tough kid out there. Basically, I mean, we stepped in there. He didn't throw one punch at me, and I guess you might have seen some videos or something, me dropping guys. I don't know, AKA don't blink, but basically just tried to lay on me. That's all he did. I mean, nothing really happened. I took no damage in the fight. I mean, just stay relentless. Just laid on me. Wrestle didn't do too much, whatever. But I had some bad positions too, with a triangle arm bar, a few other things. But I fought his fight. That's the problem.
All right, I'm gonna throw a scenario at you. You have to fight. It's mandatory. You have to fight one person at the gym. It's got to happen.
Okay.
Something bad's gonna happen. Who do you pick to fight and why?
Who I picked to fight and why? Wow, that's a hard one right there. Who I picked to fight? One person at the gym. I'll say Anthony Darnell. I'd fight him just so he comes out of retirement. That's it. I need him back in the gym a lot more. So that's who I'd pick right there. You get him out of retirement.
The correct answer was Mark Cherico, just because I think he's funny, and
That's my black Italian brother, though. We're a brotherhood. So we can't make that happen yet. You got to come to the gym on Monday nights and see us go at it, and then you'll love it.
Listen, I can imagine what just to sit back and watch you guys, because obviously you see what goes on in the cage. All you guys have great talent. I wouldn't even want to be in the gym. I would feel, I don't know. It's just a group of killers. It's too intense for me.
There's definitely a lot of killers in there. I can say that. And the sparring practices are way better than fights sometimes. I'll tell you. And we have to go at it.
Well, man, I appreciate you taking the time out to do this. The fight is just, you got a week, pretty much a week and some change, and you'll be back at it at Pinnacle Fighting Championships against a guy. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name again, Brylan. That's just a weird name.
I can't do it either.
But
Brylan,
I want
Freeland, whatever it is.
To give you a chance to give any shout-outs, any thank yous, anything, my man. It's your time. Throw it out there.
All right, let me see. First and foremost, give a thank you to the Lord above, for letting me accomplish all my, my dreams, everything right now. My family, my fiance Amy, my son Jalen, my fight team right there, Fight Club Pittsburgh, Henzo Gracie, all my sponsors. I'll try to name a few of them right now: Patino Diet, Out of the Cage, Qdoba. We have Craig's Lawn Service, Millie's Deer Lure. A few others right now. I can't think at the top of the head, but and you guys also for for inviting me on the show.
Well, man, we wish you nothing but the best. Have fun out there. Look forward to talking to you again when you come back with that win. But until then, stay safe, be happy, have fun. We'll talk to you again real soon, Justin.
Take care.
There you guys go, Justin Steave. Love that guy. Just the energy that those guys have. Even though Cherico stood us up twice here, I'm not holding it against him, but maybe I would like to see him get punched in the face. I'm not saying I want to see him lose. I like the guy. Got nothing but respect for him. Sometimes you guys should tell people they can't stand you up. I'll put Juan up to it. I have Juan go up to him and push him and run away. That's what I'll do. No, I'm just kidding. I like that whole crew, and like I said, I love Matt and Dave and David McKinney. I don't love David McKinney. I tolerate David McKinney, but and then Kyle, everybody that's working on the other side, not in the cage, but working on the other side of Pinnacle Fighting Championships. It's really came on. We were there for the first show, and we've got to see them grow and how they've done it slowly, properly. It's just, I don't know. I feel like when you do it that way and you do it the right way, and you've got obviously all the fighters talk great. I've never heard anybody say a bad thing about Pinnacle. You get my attention, which isn't much, but you get my attention, and nothing but big things can happen. Or as Juan says, you go to the next level, whatever that means.
The next level, defined as a adjective.
Defined as an adjective.
States that you go from doing...
Are you reading off the next level Wikipedia page?
No, is there one?
No. But it's funny that Kyra Christian, their event last week was at the next level.
See, that
so she actually say she took it to the next level.
Physically, she did take it to the next level.
Yeah. But are you going to Pinnacle? I've not even asked you that.
I don't even know, man. I don't even know. I haven't even thought about Sunday yet. I'm just looking forward to Saturday. So I'm taking it one small
Living in the moment, babe. Living in the moment.
That's what I do best.
But you've been to several Pinnacle events, and I don't know if you heard, I told our listeners I was going to put you up to, like, pushing Cherico. Just because he stood us up. You know, not that I begrudge the young man for standing us up, not once but twice. Very much like James Porter is standing us up right now.
Yes.
It happens.
It's unfortunate, man.
Your scheduling duties are just about ready to be revoked. This is 2 shows in a row. We've had at least one dropout.
Oh, really? Because let me count the numerous times throughout history that's happened to you.
Well, how about you count the times that I did the whole show and they all showed up and compare that to your 0% rate of all showing up, and then we can discuss it in a wrap.
Unfortunately, Tuesday was beyond my control with Dunn. Other than that, I was flawless with, 9, 8 guests. So
I booked 2 of them. Thank you. I booked 2.
Oh, really? Because I called and confirmed those, so no, you didn't. That's neither here nor there. We're not talking about this on air. We're talking about this weekend and next weekend.
What else are we going to talk about? Let's talk about next weekend, because that's kind of what the Khama Worthy is going to be up here in about 10 minutes now, so Juan and I will get to chat. But I was saying, like, we were at Pinnacle's very first show, and we've kind of got to see them grow and not grow too fast, take the humble approach, do things right. You know, they get the TV deal locally. They get the great fighters. They get the great crowds. It's just refreshing to see somebody that doesn't have success like their first 2 shows, like they did. You know, they had a lot of success, and then want to go sell out Madison Square Garden and then go bankrupt.
Right. And
like
what's kind of, you're right. They've done it absolutely right. What's kind of mind-blowing to me is the fact that they've had pros on every single one of their cards, and in some instances, they've had more pros than amateurs. So the fact that a promotion could do that so early on within their their time as a company is staggering to me, that they could be able to do something and continue the success event after event after event that Pinnacle Fighting Championship out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania has done.
Pittsburgh Challenge Series, what? Which you don't like.
That's the one thing I wish they would do. Matt Layshawk, if you're listening to me right now, pick one or the other. Dave Click, if you're listening. Or the brand new director of public relations, David McKinney, if you're listening, either pick Pinnacle Fighting Championship or pick Pittsburgh Challenge Series. It is too confusing, and I know the company. I don't know which one to ever call it. Should I call it Pinnacle? Should I call it Pittsburgh? I don't know. So pick one right there. Boom.
Do you remember
when take them to the next level? No, I'm just kidding.
Do you remember when they did, when after the Zuffa bought WEC, it was the UFC presents WEC?
UFC? No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, that was, it was a pay-per-view, I believe. I can't remember. I think Uriah Faber. It had to be probably Uriah Faber in the main event, but yeah.
The only thing I really remember about the WEC is the final event in December of like 3 or 4 years ago when Anthony Pettis jumped off the cage and
Showtime.
Yes, that's the only thing I remember off the top of my head. But no, back to Pinnacle. You know, they have once again, a stacked card.
Crazy.
One that
they've sold their soul to death.
I want to see. I want to be there just so I can see it. Especially the main event itself, which features.
Oh, dude, this is crazy main event. Crazy. Cody Garbrandt, James Porter.
Yeah, James Porter, who is supposed to be our guest right now, but who's standing us up.
Hey,
so just for that, I
here's the thing.
I hope he loses.
He showed up to David McKinney's show.
I'm just kidding.
We ain't living right.
Hey,
we're not living right.
We're not. All right, so check this out. We're going to start doing a stat here, okay?
Stat?
So Chris Dunn stood a stat. We're going to keep track of the stat. Just like, the Eminem curse. Fighter walks out to Eminem song.
Oh,
typically
if you stand
they lose.
Up, how do you do in your fight next? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, so Chris Dunn stood us up on Tuesday. He fights this weekend. James Porter stood us up tonight. He fights next weekend. So we'll see how they come out. Well, is it a good thing? Do more fighters have to stand us up? Hopefully not. But we'll find out, and this weekend and next.
Let's look over the Pinnacle card, guys, and we will. Next week there'll be a lot of coverage on BluegrassMMA.com. But like we said, the main event gonna be it's gonna be a good fight. Cody Garbrandt versus James Porter. Cody Garbrandt undefeated. James Porter 7-2. He's fought Sergio Pettis. He's been in some wars. Tough kid. Khama Worthy versus Anthony Morgan. Both of them 5-2. Man, too tough to call. We talked to Justin Steave. He's taking on Brylan Van Artsdalen. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nick Nyquil Brown versus Jeff Dins. Zach Cook versus Eric Bledsoe. Those are all pro fights, by the way. Ryan Aurelia versus Oshan Omo Asaji. Nailed
Say that one 3 times quick. Dang,
yeah.
His name starts with 3 O's.
Triple O, baby. Alec Holman versus Aaron Finch. Jamie Chesney versus Caitlin Dykes. From the training compound, same gym as our guest tonight, Caleb Trumbull. Julio and his crew up there doing it right. Love those guys. Love the compound.
Awesome guys.
Brandon Louderback versus Andrew Schrader. 3 rounds, 2 minutes apiece.
Oh, freaking!
All the amateurs. No.
No,
3
it's just
fighters.
Novice. Just the novice amateur fighters have the 2-minute rounds in Pittsburgh. So if the amateur fighter has 3 or less fights, they have 2-minute rounds. I believe they did. Last I heard, I could be wrong. That the novice amateurs have to wear shin guards, and they're striking to the head. But I think somebody told me they did away with that, but I'm not sure on that, so don't quote me. But prior to the last couple of events, all novice amateurs had to wear shin guards, no strikes to the head, which, when it comes to ground to pound, is just horrible to watch.
Yeah. And that, I don't know, that style, I guess, would favor a wrestler or maybe a jiu-jitsu player. Get them down and keep them there. I don't know.
No, it favors wrestlers. All through and through, it favors wrestlers. All they have to do is take you down, hold you down for 120 seconds.
Yeah.
And win the round.
Man, I need to go up there. That's when I'm going to take my first fight in Pittsburgh. Super heavyweight. Drop I don't know, just get them on the ground and get the pin. 1, 2, 3. And then 117 more seconds and I win.
Yeah, right.
So, but I'm excited for the card. And they do such a great job, Matt and David and the crew, getting the fights up quick so you can see them.
They do. They have a great staff over there. I do like them. They're doing right there over there in Pittsburgh.
Why is it just so far away? Why are some of the best shows so far away?
I don't know. Well, I know why for you. It's because you're in the middle of the sticks in Kentucky, so everything, including the
We're
local
not
Walmart,
that far away from each other. Like, I can be at your house in 90 minutes.
No, you can't.
Time it.
All right, maybe you can because you can break the law. And that's
breaking
not
the
fair.
law, breaking the law. Bam, bam, bam.
If you stuck to the speed limit, you could not get here in 90 minutes.
You're probably right.
Yeah, I know I'm right. So I was talking with somebody today who was from Pikeville, Kentucky. Pikeville. And they told me about the hillbilly days.
Oh, crazy. There's not 17 teeth among the whole crowd.
So I was telling him, what I did at Bluegrass, and he said the last time he was there was a couple years ago, and he'd seen these two guys after they had fought, and one guy had blood like all over his face, and apparently he said to his friend, "Man, I just whooped his ass."
Huh.
Oh, I broke my cardinal rule. Dang it!
You cussed.
All right, I'm gonna have to get off the air. I'm done. And the guy was thinking, like, wow, if you're bleeding all over your face and you won, what's the other guy look like? Because it looks like you got your butt whooped. So that was that story. It was kind of interesting.
Was that an MMA show or like on the street?
That was at the Hillbilly.
The Hillbilly Day.
Yeah, it wasn't even a sanctioned MMA fight. It's just a random fight at the Hillbilly.
Just taking it out in the streets, son.
Yeah, that's how they do it down there. I thought that
in
was
the chat room. Cortland Blake, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Guest 7903, you know who you are. We love you. And those that are listening that aren't in the chat room, because I know I can see you guys as well. Take a minute, sign in, and tell us what's up. Sometimes we get this dead period where it's just Juan and I talking, and this is probably more than we talk in real life outside of the podcast.
What?
These little interactions when we have a guest no-show that you schedule is probably more than we actually talk. Actually, we talked on the phone today.
We did. It was. You know what? We used to talk all the time on the phone. Now we hardly do.
It's like we're an old married. We're an old married.
I don't like talking to you anymore. You're boring.
And I tell you how good a job you do, all this stuff. I never get any praise from you. I've told you that I would bury bodies for you. Never get any response about that. I feel like this is a completely one-sided relationship with my emotions. At some point, it's got to end. I don't know when it's going to be. It's when I find somebody else that I can love.
First off, I hear that all the time, that I don't love anybody back. And second off, I don't know how to respond to you when you say, I'll bury bodies for you. Because if you are sincere in that, I don't want to be an associate or an accomplice to anything that happens. So I don't acknowledge that.
Well, it's just like if you were in a bad spot and we had to kill somebody for you, I would help you bury the body. If you had to kill somebody, I'd help you bury the body. I wouldn't tell anybody about it.
Oh, I don't know if should that be like one of those greeting cards, like a Hallmark greeting cards? I love you so much, I'll bury a body.
I will bury a body and not tell a soul.
That is awesome.
We don't advocate murder. Just if anybody's thinking that, we don't.
These are our words and our words alone.
This does not reflect Pro MMA Now or the ProMMANow.com radio network.
Oh, well,
I used to have to give that disclaimer when Fat Steve was on the show because he would come off with some craziness. Yeah,
those are fun days. Kind of like in our, early.
Didn't know what we were doing.
Days.
Still don't know what we're doing.
No, we don't.
The secret to our success is lack of preparation.
That is, and we touched on that like a few weeks ago when I saw that the Coyote Ugly show had like an itinerary of a Word document. I think that they're going to talk about. And I'm like, dang, dude, we were never that prepared.
No, I did that for the first 2 or 3 shows. My buddy Will Mitch was trying to help me along and kind of put me on the right path, so I'd have everything written out. But if I was to actually read everything I wrote, it would last 3 minutes, and then you'd have the rest of the show. What would you say? So
right. So I went to this conference thing today, and I was listening to all these presenters, and a lot of them were like kind of reading from like a script type deal, or they had something memorized and that they would say over and over and over again. And I don't know, I would just feel I would just go better up on stage and just absolutely wing it versus, practicing, reading it over and over and over again. Just go up there and just start talking. I think that would be a better, more genuine presentation. Kind of like this. We just kind of wing it. It's genuine. We're just being us.
Real talk from real people.
Boom. You know who's up next?
Khama Worthy, the Death Star.
The Death Star. I almost said the Dark Star.
The Dark Star. No, that's RT Dark Star, whose real name's like Bernie. True story. As we get Khama on the phone, talk about his fight coming up. This will be 6 straight fights for Pinnacle. It's crazy. It's and I like it that a promotion like Pinnacle can keep somebody busy like that. It's amazing. How are you guys out there? We love you. For everybody that downloads us and tunes in. I know I say that every week, every show, every hour probably. But let's be honest, if you guys weren't listening, this would just be a very awkward phone call with Juan and I. This Saturday we will be at Turf Wars 18. I almost forgot what it was. So stay close to BluegrassMMA.com for that. Previews of Pinnacle, previews of the Fight Night in the Flats card coming up. We've got Hard Rock MMA. We've got IT Fight Series. We've got a whole slew of stuff coming up on the calendar. So make sure you stay close to the mothership, BluegrassMMA.com, for all things of your regional and your local persuasion. But next up, man, what can you say about this guy? He's on a tear, 4-fight win streak. Had a fight of the night performance against Reggie Merriweather. Followed that up with a huge statement back in March over Jacob Butler, and he returns next Saturday to take on Anthony Morgan. He's with us right now, Mr. Khama Worthy. Khama, what's up, man?
Hey, man, how you guys doing?
Doing awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time out to join us.
Oh, no problem, man. No problem. Thank you for having me on the show, man. For sure.
I can remember the very first Pittsburgh Challenge Series, your fight against Paul Felder.
Me too. I hate remembering that.
Obviously, that fight didn't go your way.
No.
But something switched, man. You went on a tear, 4 fights in a row. Go ahead.
After I went home and cried on my bed for about 2 days. No, man, I just realized I was like, I realized I had to change a little bit. I couldn't I was kind of taking it kind of just chill, oh, you can fight, it'll be good. Whatever. I realized it takes a lot more than just talent to win. It takes a lot of dedication. So I knew I had to just make the cut to 145. Like, all of my teammates had been screaming at me to make the cut. I just hate cutting weight. And I was like, I'm not doing it. I refuse to. And after that fight, I was like, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to have people come out and watch me. I'm not going to get my ass kicked like that. So I decided to dedicate myself completely to fighting. Just completely turn over a whole new leaf and have a metamorphosis when it comes to the fight game.
So was your first fight at 45 against Jason Willett?
I basically was. Because Healy got hurt, I think 2.5 weeks out, and I was at 153 when they told me that. But then I tried to put back on weight, but my body was so adjusted, getting down, because it was my first time to 145, and I didn't wrestle, so I didn't really know how my body would take cutting that kind of weight. So when I fought Jason Will, I think for the actual fight, I think I weighed 154 or something.
When you went to a decision, could you feel any difference? Even though obviously you weren't all the way down to 45, but you'd been in that process Was there any change? Like, did you feel any different?
Not really, no. I mean, I felt completely the same. I felt he was going to be a little bit bigger. I didn't want to mess around with that, so I was like, I'm like, you know, just going to like kind of like fight a smarter fight, a faster, more lean fight.
What's amazing to me, and we just talked with Justin Steave, and I think he's reaped some of the benefits of this, and I know that you have, is, you know, your last, 5 fights have been with Pinnacle?
Right.
And they've kept you busy. Pretty much, I mean, let's say 4 of those were in 2013. Obviously, one was at the very end of 2012, but
right.
Within 365 days, you had 4 fights. Some UFC fighters don't get to say that active. What's your relationship been like with Dave and Matt and the crew? Because it seems like even as an up-and-coming regional promotion,
like, no.
but they're keeping you busy.
No, they're cool as shit, man. I've been fighting for Dave Click. I started my career fighting for Dave Click, man. Like, I've known Dave Click, like, he was there for I fought with KJ Chaos, his old organization, years ago. That was my first amateur fight, man. So I've been knowing him for a while, man. So I mean, it's good, and it's someone that's people you can trust and stuff. And I used to go to like fight at NAAFS, and like the whole ending leading up to the end of my amateur career, like I was brought near to lose. I mean, I won all of them, but every fight they'd set me up for, like I was set up to lose. Like I was brought near to get my butt kicked, and I would always win. Kind of frustrating. It was kind of cool though.
So you got to kind of take on that demeanor like the underdog kind of.
Oh yeah,
deal.
I mean, and that's kind of like I kind of like that. I mean, like that's been my whole career. I mean, like right about now, people are finally starting to notice, and people are like, oh, come on, I'm like, well, you really look at my career. I've been destroying people. People are like, oh, come on, I can knock people out. I'm like, my first fight was a knockout. You can ask Dave Click about my first fight. It looked like I shot the guy with a shotgun. It was like probably one of the most explosive knockouts like he's ever seen. I mean, people will tell you that to this day. So I've been knocking people out and hurting people my entire career. It's just like I never really sold a lot of tickets or anything like that. Like I think sometimes when it comes to MMA, people turn to like a WWE contest. I'm like, I don't really like I barely sell tickets now. Like I suck at it. I mean, like I come here to fight. I come here to fight for the fans, and that's something you can guarantee you're going to get when you come see a Khama Worthy fight is a fight. Like, I'm never going to come here and settle for not fighting.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And along those lines of what you're saying, it's like the squeaky wheel gets the oil. If you're selling tickets, you're getting promoted. If you're hyping the fight, attention, you're getting promoted. And it's not always the best guy fighting the best guy, even on the local scene.
Right. I mean, like, and that's the thing. Like, I mean, like, everyone's talking. I'm like, dude, we're still on a local scene. Like, everyone wants to worry about their records and stuff and all that kind of. I like to fight tough fights. Like, I like to fight tough guys. I like to get near them, like actually fight and show up, and not just like I like to like win, but win decisively. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, I just think nowadays sometimes like people it's all about the show. And yes, don't get me wrong, it is all about the show, but it's all about the fight. I'm not around when the photo shoots. Like the last Pinnacle, I'd be missing interviews and stuff. I'm too busy worried about kicking this dude's ass to be ready. I know I got to get used to that because that's part of it. That's part of it. But I'm like, dude, like I'm not as bad as the Diaz brothers. But I'm sort of like on that line. You know what I mean? Like I'm a nice dude, so I'm not like mean like them. They're not really mean, but I can understand how they like, don't like to do all that interviewing and stuff. I'm like, dude, we can get there and do it anyway. So what does it matter? Like, that's why I don't hype fights. I mean, I don't really think I need to hype fight stuff. I don't really try to, like make my opponent mad or anything because, like, I don't really have to prove anything. Like, no matter what, we have a set date. They're going to lock us inside the cage. It's going to be us and the referee. He's just there to save one of us. So why I need to, like, get mad at you and stuff. So that's just how I take it.
Oh, man, I need to write that down. Just us and the referee. He's only here to save one of us.
That's true. Like, I think a lot of people forget that when it comes to mixed martial arts, man. I mean, like, a lot of people forget the purity and the pure, like, violent sense of it. Yes, this is fun. I mean, it's fun. I enjoy it. I love it. Like, I teach kids out at the fight club. I have students and everything. But I always try to remind people that really want to fight. I'm like, this is violent. Like, you can get hurt. Like, this is a fight. Like, don't. I mean, as much fun as you think it is, it's not like playing a basketball game. No disrespect to professional basketball players or anything else. it's a completely different sport.
When you look at your opponent and Anthony Morgan, a guy that I've got to see a couple times, like he's a decision machine. He is a grinder.
Right.
I don't really know how to explain it. If you've watched his fight, you know he finds a way to stay in the fight, win or lose, and draw it out to the last bell. When you see a guy like that, and you've been to some decisions, but like you said, you know how to put people away. How do you match that up stylistically? Because you kind of know what he's going to be about. How do you counter that?
Yeah, I mean, like with me, I'm a cardio freak. Like if you see any of my fights, I never get tired. I just refuse to get tired. Like I make sure that I think that bad cardio makes ants out of gods. I mean, like that's just the way it is. So I make sure I'm always in tip top. I'm always prepared to go 3 rounds. Every fight I can always go 3 rounds. Like I'm not a power. Everyone thinks I'm a power puncher. I'm not a power puncher. Like when you power punch, you actually get tired. That's how you get tired, swinging with your arms and stuff. Like I'm just a fluid puncher. I like everything's going to be going at a basic course. You know what I mean? Like when I can explode or I can decrease speed. I'm not just going to be like haywire the whole time like a maniac. So, I mean, I know a fighter like him. He's tough. He's a tough fighter. And in the same sense that he's tough, he's also an easy fighter because he doesn't really change his speeds. He just stays like in second gear, you know what I mean, or maybe like second and a half. Like I can go up to 6th gear, I can drop it down to 1st gear or 3rd gear. Like I just feel like that's just the style of fighter. Now, does that mean I'll beat him? I mean, my plan is to smash his face open, but I mean, like he can win by staying in that 2nd gear, but I don't think he has the proper tools or like activity when it comes to fighting to beat me. He's just really good at being basic. He's not great at anything.
I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Justin Steave.
Yes,
talk
9
about
inches long.
Another opponent. That is a very long big toe. No, you have to fight one person
I
in the gym.
didn't get what you said. What did you say?
I said that's a really long big toe.
Yeah, I just got that.
But you got to fight somebody in the gym. They're going to lock you in the cage with somebody that you train with. No way out of it. Who's it going to be?
I have to beat him up.
You have to fight him. Yeah.
Jamie Chesney, she's a girl. That's the easiest fight right there. I mean, it's not technically easy because Jamie Chesney's a pretty technical, good striker. But she's a female, so I have that guy edge on me, so I'm taking Jamie Chesney out. Very simple.
I thought the correct answer was Mark Jericho, but I'll accept that one.
Yeah, I want to fight Mark Jericho. That's a hard fight, man. I ain't getting there fighting his ass. I don't know. I'm going to fight Jamie Chesney. I want some good fights on Jamie Chesney, for sure.
I like taking shots at Jericho. He stood us up twice here on the show, and I love him and respect him. Jericho.
Oh man, I'm gonna scream at him tomorrow. We worked all day today because I mean, like that's my bud. We hang out all the time because we work so much. Like I see him more than I see anyone else in my life now. He's prepared for his fight now because he's getting ready to fight in July, so he's just starting his camp off.
That's crazy. Like, what's that? Everybody in your gym's fighting all the time. What's that like? I mean, I imagine it's intense. It's wild.
It's awesome. It's really good. Like, I like that. I like that feeling. Like, I can always train. Like, me personally, I like to just, like, I normally don't like to take fights back to back like this because it's just bad on your body, first. And second, I like to improve. But after my last fight, like, I was able to just jump right back into training. So, like, me and my coaches started working on all kind of new stuff. So I'm a completely different fighter than I was last time. Like I did a couple of bad things in my last fight, and some of my coaches caught, and we're just going to switch it up and keep adding on to it.
It sounds like you're just in the gym all the time. What do you do outside of the gym?
Watch UFC fights on TV, then go to sleep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a life outside. I mean, I actually just broke up with my girlfriend. Like, I mean, it's really hard to do anything else if you're going to. And that's another thing that I really started to like realize. Like I used to like kind of get out and do stuff more and go do stuff, and I realized you can't do that. This is the type of job where you have to sacrifice everything. This is like no other job I've ever had before, and that's when I realized kind of like after the Paul Felder fight. Like I mean, like I do strength training 3 days a week. I work like freaking at the Pittsburgh Fight Club. I work there from 12 to 8, and then we train afterwards from 8 to 10. That's 6 to 5 days every week. On my weekends, I kind of like run around, do stuff, wash clothes, car out, something like that. And then my weekend's gone. I'm back to training. I have a morning job. I work at a restaurant early in the morning, 3 days a week just for a little extra cash. So I mean, like I keep myself super busy, and that's just my life. I mean, it's sad, kind of sad sometimes, but it's just the way it is.
If you do get
I don't know how Mark and Justin Steave do it. They're both like, Justin Steve's engaged, Mark's married, they got kids. I tip my hat to them. I have no clue how they do it. They train just as hard as I do. I have no clue like how they do it. It's a hard life, man. So being a fighter is a hard life. I tell people that all the time. They go, I want to be a fighter. I'm like, man, go to school or something. Like, this is hard. This shit is hard, man. You have to be willing to give up on everything.
It's probably an escape for them, you know, because you got the wife and the kids and the women. You're like, oh, shit, I got to go to the gym. You know, at least that's
I bet it is.
Not looking past this fight, but tell me what you think about this year. Where do you see yourself?
I'm definitely trying to get 2 more fights in. Like, I'm definitely everything goes the way I want to with this fight, like it should. I'm probably gonna go out to Milwaukee and train with Duke Rufus, and I might go down to Florida, and I might go out to go train at Alpha Male as well. So I'm definitely gonna go out to Milwaukee and train with Duke Rufus. I've been wanting to train him for a long time, and I've been wanting to go up to TriStar too. Those are just 2 gyms that I think really fit really well with my style of fighting and my like type of coaching that I have here in Pittsburgh. And like it can kind of transition over into like their style of coaching, the way they like to fight. I just think they're really not taking anything away from any other gym. It's just they're just my style of fighting. They're primarily strikers. They're smart fighters. They're not really power punches. Everything's more fluid, more than power. You know what I mean? Like it's more of it's almost like you're shadow boxing forward pressure. So I'm definitely going to go out there and get some more training in. But I definitely want to get 2 more fights. I think the next Pinnacle is in September after the July one, and then I think there's one in November. So I definitely want to get on those 2 cards.
So are you content with just fighting at Pinnacle until you get a call somewhere like a big contract fight, UFC, Bellator, something like that? Would you rather just stay there in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to take me outside of Pittsburgh, you're going to have to be offering me a lot of money. Like, I mean, because it sucks when you're cutting weight and you got to go. I mean, oh my God, that's the worst, man. Like my first 2 fights for NWFS as a pro, like, oh my God, that was the worst, cutting weight and being in a foreign place and all that, and it just sucked. Even though I wasn't cutting major weight, thank God, like I wasn't cutting major weight and stuff. But yeah, I mean, if you're gonna pull me out, Pinnacle takes care of me. I mean, there's no need. I get treated really, really well there. I mean, I'm pretty sure after this fight, if I finish this fight the way I want to, and I want to finish like devastatingly and put like a big mark on top of like my name, so I'm pretty sure I should be the main event for the next fight that I fight for. If I get a knockout in this one, it'll be 3 co-main events, 3 knockouts. You can't really deny a main event after that. So I'm definitely a main event. I mean, I've been a main event fighter probably since I knocked out Healy. I've been a main event fighter. And then I had that Friday night with Reggie Mayweather that made me another main event fighter. Then I had another co-main event, and I got a 20-second knockout. I mean, that's his main event all over it. So, but I mean, like, for me, I'm just making sure I'm just happy to be on the card, period. But I'm definitely, like, ready to take the front.
That's a huge statement, really, because if fighting for the same promotion like that, I know Cody went down and fought in the same state, fought in Pittsburgh for somebody else and called out Pinnacle,
right?
You know, and like for people to do that, because we've got loyalty around here, but there's
right.
so many places to fight that it's just rare for somebody to stick with the same people, or everybody's got beefs or gripes, or their diva comes out and something happens. So people float around so much. For you to take all these fights for the same promotion and to keep coming back and to say that, you know, what it would take for you to leave there, that's just a testament to what they're doing. And, I mean, you've been there since the beginning. You're growing with them.
Right. I mean, yeah, I mean, my thing is, if it's not broken, don't fix it. I've never had any problems with them. They brought me in good, solid fighters. I mean, they brought me in good fights. I mean, like, I've gotten some good fights. I mean, I lost to Paul Felder, but, I mean, that was an experience. I mean, like, for me, I think losing is not something I get used to at all, but when you do lose, it's something I think you gain twice as much as you do from, like, 3 wins. That's, as for me. I don't know how other people take it. Like, you know, but every time I lose, I gain a year of experience from that loss. When I fight and I win, I gain about maybe like 4 months of experience. You know what I mean? So, like, Pinnacle's never set me up. Like, you know, they've never done anything shady or anything. And, like, so I don't find a need to, like, back off at all. I'm like, hey, man, we're on a roll here. I mean, like I said, I mean, like, the only thing I would want is I definitely want to, like, the main event. I got to sell more tickets. I got to give on my fans. I got to give on my fans. Like, oh, we got to sell more tickets. I'm like, yeah, I know. The main event's got to sell tickets, and I suck at that shit. But I mean, I got more fans. I got my little sister. She does PR work, and she's in charge of my PR teams, and she sets me up a fan page, and she does all that. And I have bigger sponsors now and stuff. So I'm doing a lot of big stuff. I just launched my final new T-shirt. It's pretty fucking freaking cool. So I'm actually like getting to that point because, like I said, I'm not really big on the promotion part. I'm good at whooping people's ass. That's what I'm good at. Like, you're like, oh, this dude's gonna mess people up. Like, I mean, and that's the thing I like. Like, all of my fights, I would have other fighters. They were fighting like the Justin Steave fought Mike Biggs. After I fought Francis Healy that night, and Mike Biggs came up to me after the fight and was like, man, I couldn't wait after my fight. I was waiting for your fight because I knew that shit was going to be good. I mean, that's what I like to see. I like to have other professional fighters come up to me and tell me, dude, I saw you guys at the steel. Now I knew somebody was going to get, like, you know, that's going to be a good fight. And, like people come up to me and tell me they spilled beer on their girlfriends because they jumped up and down when my fight was going on. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? It's like, that's what I look for. So I just need to get a little bit better at the whole, like, promoting thing and stuff, but when it comes down to it, is fights promote themselves. I don't, like, and that's what's happening now. Like, I mean, like I said, people are like, oh, come on. I'm like, yeah, I've been doing this forever. I mean, like, as an amateur, I was an amateur national champion, and people act like people forget that. I'm like, dude, I went to NAAFS with 5-0. I finished off my amateur career with a highlight reel knockout. You know what I mean? Like, as a national championship. Like, that's nothing small. Like, I'm not like just some mediocre guy. So, but it's just because I think I'm not as flashy. When I can be flashy, so inside the cage, I'm more scary than flashy.
Well, listen, I think you're missing the boat by not doing more interviews because you're awesome at it.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's starting to get me on it now. I'm like, oh man, I'm starting to get calls and stuff. I'm like, oh snap, I do interviews. I mean, it's not that I don't like doing interviews because I do like talking to people and stuff. It's just like I'm getting ready for fights. I'm like, all right. I mean, I don't want to say the wrong thing because I'm just so amped up when I'm getting ready for a fight and stuff, you know. So.
Well, man, I appreciate you taking the time out.
Oh no problem, man. It's my pleasure. Again, I've been working now. I just grabbed some food real quick. I would have gotten to my car. I'm like, you're about to call me. You'll call me up. I'm like, perfect.
Well, dude, the fight is next Saturday night. Co-main event. You, Anthony Morgan.
Yes,
we're gonna have to talk with Layshock and Dave. We'll talk about a main event slot coming up. But before I let you go, I want to give you a chance to give a shout out to those sponsors you were talking about, to the people in the gym helping you out, and really just anything you want to throw out to our.
This is where I suck at again. Let me see. Sponsors. All right. You guys remember my sponsor list today. Definitely Cordoba Mexican Grill, Mario's Pizza out in Green Tree, Pittsburgh Kettlebell and Performance, Dr. Chop Meets Chiropractic out there in Green Tree as well. Who else? Reaction Nutrition, Intimidation Clothing Line, Little Bruiser Clothing Line, Out of the Cage. Who else? Come on. JM Roofing, like best roofing company in the tri-state area, man. They really take care of me. My yoga instructor, Jessica Ray. I'm forgetting somebody.
Did you say yoga?
Somebody's gonna kill me. Yeah, I do yoga. like big time yoga.
Like the hot yoga?
Too. I know she doesn't have like a hot yoga gym, but I've done hot yoga before too. But like you're gonna be beating your body up like this. Yoga is the way to go, man. It's a way to it can put you in really difficult positions, and it makes you learn how to breathe. So like when someone has your back and they're choking you, instead of spazzing out and going crazy, you just sit there and breathe. But you saw like Matt Brown was being choked in his last fight. He didn't go nuts and get choked. He relaxed and he didn't get choked out. He's probably doing some yoga.
Nice.
But I think that's it for my my sponsor. 1311 bar down the south side. That's the place for my my after party down here on the south side. Bar 1311. I think that's it. Yeah. I hope so.
Well, guys, you can follow Khama on Twitter at @TheDeathStar_1. He fights next Saturday in Pittsburgh. Until then, man, take care, enjoy yourself, and we got to have you back again soon.
Oh, definitely, man. Definitely talk about how brutal this fight's going to be and stuff. How brutal this fight was, I guess you'll say. Thanks for having me on the show, man.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
All right, you guys have a nice one.
There you guys go. Khama Worthy. Damn, that was a good interview. He made up for James Porter standing this up.
I think I'm going to go on record and say that was your best interview of the year.
That was a good one, man. He was so easy.
I mean, it doesn't help that, Khama was pretty much, he made the interview.
Oh, yeah, It's never about me. Did you write some of that stuff down, though? He had some great little quips there.
I tried. It was hard. He had so many. I tried to keep up.
It's true. Oh, he's good at being average. He's not really good at anything. Whatever he said.
So, not to get off topic real quick from Khama, but I tweeted to Mark Jericho that he stood us up twice, and he claimed that those were false accusations. He didn't get an invite, but thankfully, the Coyote Ugly Show took him in. But I made a public knowledge. I made a public knowledge on Twitter, and
we want somebody at the gym to beat his ass.
I did say something like that too, but we got him in a slot for Tuesday. Mark Jericho will be on this show.
Get his phone number. We're going to call him 72 48 24 12 6 3 and 1 hour prior to the show to confirm.
You're right.
You're going to call him, what are you eating? So, yeah, that was a good interview. All right, we went over the top of the hour break. Stick around. We've got more to come on BluegrassMMA Live.
Intimidation Clothing has proven to be the biggest supporter of local MMA in the industry, sponsoring the top regional events across the globe. While other brands come and go, Intimidation is a brand that represents stability, with over 110 different styles of high-quality t-shirts, hats, hoodies, training gear, and more. Browse our premium quality merchandise at IntimidationClothing.com and use Radio 10 to save 10% off your order. When you think local MMA, think Intimidation Clothing. Nobody supports local MMA like Intimidation. Nobody.
You are listening to the ProMMANow.com radio network.
Join us every Sunday morning from 9 until 10 for the Knockout Hour with Kelly Patrick and Carlo Kellum. We are the only show in the area that covers both boxing and MMA. The Knockout Hour is brought to you by Turf Wars, who brings you the finest professional and amateur MMA fighters from all across the country to you here in Kentucky. For more details on the next Turf Wars event, be sure to visit BluegrassMMA.com and tune in every Sunday morning to the Knockout Hour from 9 until 10.
You're listening to the Ohio Valley's #1 source for MMA. This is Bluegrass MMA Live. Now, once again, your hosts, Juan Valley and Gary Thomas.
Thank you. Back just past the top of the hour on this Thursday. And our next guest is up in about 6 minutes.
Not to get too technical.
So,
that was great.
Yes,
I love those radio spots that we have there.
I've been promised a new commercial for the
now?
Knockout Hour for months. a month at least.
Whatever.
But it's okay. That's fine.
You know what we should do?
They're sponsored by Turf Wars, but nobody from the Knockout Hour is going to be at Turf Wars.
That's just crappy quality,
Sad.
not quality work there. But we love those guys.
Yeah, which I co-hosted Sunday morning, and I'm going to be in studio Sunday morning.
Are you still going to be there now that you're not going to Memphis? Or should I say that on air because it might not be public yet?
No, it's not public, but I did cancel my trip. I'm torn, and I sat there today. Much like, and I don't want to compare it to like being a fighter, but like we put a lot of time into this shit. A lot of time away from our family, a lot of sacrifices. Like if I know that I would have not got divorced, I would have been at UFC last Saturday instead of my daughter's birthday party. I love my daughter, but I'd probably been at the UFC with you.
I don't blame you. You should have been. There were plenty of open seats.
But anyway, I just thought, I was going to leave at like 6 a.m. in the morning, drive down there, spend the night by myself, do the weigh-ins, all that stuff. Jack Bratcher was going to come on Saturday. We were going to go to the fight. Then I was going to drive back, stop in, do the Knockout Hour, head home. I probably would have slept most of the evening. It would have been a waste of the whole weekend. Like, my family wouldn't have got to see me at all.
No,
and,
unfortunately, they wouldn't have.
And they probably don't care to see me, but I like to see them every once in a while.
That's true. Yeah, but I guess before we get our next guest online, Caleb, who will be fighting at the MSL 34 this weekend in
Hold
Fort
on.
Wayne.
Stand by. Sawan tweets, we found out that the Death Star is a huge advocate of yoga. We just hope he doesn't wear any yoga pants to go with it. And he says, oh, I will. I told my wife that she could not buy another pair of yoga pants until she took a yoga class.
No, it's okay if women wear yoga pants. Just not guys.
What would we call yoga pants for guys?
I mean, so it's kind of weird because you say guys shouldn't wear yoga pants, but if you look at it, fighters, they wear Vale Tudo shorts. It's pretty much yoga pants just cut off very high on the side. So, you know what I'm saying?
Manties.
Manties. Or just boxer briefs, really.
Nut huggers.
Keeping his children safe. Boom. There we go.
I'm looking.
Dang, what was I about to say?
You got the MFL card pulled up?
I do. Here a second. I will. As we talked on Tuesday about the MFL card, I briefly stated that MFL is going to happen in South Bend, Indiana. For those unfamiliar, South Bend, Indiana
home of the
is
Fighting Irish.
Yes, and it's also about 30-45 minutes south of the Michigan border, which, for those of you who don't know, Michigan is considered the Wild Wild West of mixed martial arts, where they don't have a sanctioning body for amateurs, so it's pretty much they can do whatever they want. They can put on an event tonight, have people from the crowd come into the cage, fight, yada, yada, yada. So there's no official records of all these fights. So some guys might be fighting every weekend for 3 months straight, and now that's recorded on the official database that all the athletic commissions go by, such as Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, and so on and so forth. So when I'm looking at the MFL 34 card, you're seeing like a lot of these guys that have, 0-1, 1-1, 0-2 records.
They're actually
that are coming from Michigan.
37-5.
Right. So from an outside perspective, when you look at the card, it's like, the card doesn't look too good. But if you really dive deep into it, do your research, it's a really great card.
I do not see Caleb Trumbull on the card.
To my knowledge, he was on there. So I guess we'll find out from him here in a second what Was up? Maybe it just wasn't updated on the. Yeah.
No, I saw him on it Tuesday. He's not on it today. Do we have any updates?
I do not. I talked to him the other day. He seemed like he was on, and I believe on his Facebook he.
Let's look up his Twitter. Call him. Let's answer these questions.
Yeah. Right. Stop predicting. Let's just answer.
Stop making assumptions. Caleb comes from one of the best camps that I know, the training compound up in Michigan. Augusta Tyndall fights out of there. We've got the girl that's going to fight for Pinnacle from there. Let's see. Let's see what Trumbull says about his fight on Twitter. Oh, well, it looks like it's still a go. As Juan gets him prepared. Gina Begley will be at 10:30, and then Daniel Aguilar from Resurrection Fighting Alliance is going to return to the show. Don't miss it. Do not miss him. He's awesome. Like we have a chance to have like 2 5-star interviews tonight. The rest, we'll see. We'll see how Caleb does. He should do good. As Juan prepares the interview. Here's what you can look forward to.
Hey, what is all that?
All right. That was me waiting on you to do your job.
Hey, I just got to confirm things with the guest. I'm doing my job, so don't worry about what I'm doing, okay?
Your job's not to talk because you've got Caleb waiting, but I assume you have something you want to say.
No, I don't. That's it. I just wanted to see what you're playing Jeopardy there.
All right. Without further ado, our next guest from the training compound in Michigan, I call him the Bull, Caleb Trumbull. What's up, man?
Not much, man. How you doing? I appreciate your time.
Man, I appreciate you taking the time out. So I'm looking at your Twitter, and you have 20 hours till you can eat again.
Oh, my God, yes.
How do you fight that off?
Really, I'm going to sleep for about 12. I'm just going to sleep the day away. And then, just rest as much as I can. It's pretty much the formula we have.
How long of a trip is it over to South Bend for you?
About 2.5 hours. It's not too bad.
Okay, so it's not like you have to wake up early and get in the car and drive down there.
No.
You got a decent drive.
It's not too bad.
So, tell me about this fight, man. And just because I was worried, I looked at the card, I didn't see you on it, and I was like, "What? Did something happen?" But as far as we know, the fight's still a go, right?
Yep, the fight's still a go, and as far as I know, I got a call that we needed. There was a couple backups that may have needed, but as far as I know, my guy's still good, and we're still ready to go. But yeah, I'm on the undercard. I'm not on it's a pro-am card, so I'm on the undercard, so that's probably why you didn't see that.
We were worried. Has Julio got you ready? I love that man. Do you love that man?
You know Julio's got me ready. You know who Julio is. He would not let me go in there if he didn't think I was ready. He's definitely got me ready.
One of the best people I know in the business, hands down. You are in good shape up there with him and the crew at the training compound. Walk me through what's been going on up there, man. It's been a minute since I talked to anybody up there. Tell me what's cracking.
There's a lot. We've been the gym is completely different now. We went through a whole remodeling. Got a whole new striking system in there. We got a lot of new changes and a lot of new different aspects to help evolve everybody that's been training there. I mean, there's been a lot of changes since this year, actually. I mean, it's just nothing but good.
Did something spark the change, or just felt it was the right time to mix it up?
He just felt, like it was a time to. I mean, he just felt like it was a good time to change up our striking. I mean, our grappling, our ground game, and judo and everything's still the way it is and everything. We just decided to go a different way with our striking and switch that up a little bit.
What in the dude? I'm stalking you on Twitter, and I'm looking at your shirt. As an amateur, how did you land all these sponsors, man? What's your secret?
I'm hungry, man. I got goals, and I really want. I see this as my job right now, and this is. You can't do this with only being 50% committed to it. You got to be 100% committed to this, and I'm lucky and I'm blessed that I have everybody supporting me, and I just believe I'm really blessed that the reason I got all these is just because I'm so hungry and blessed,
Do you do this on your own? Do you have somebody that's like a manager helping you with that, or do you contact these people and kind of do it on your own?
That's myself.
Wow.
That is me.
Hustler, baby. I love it. Damn, you don't see
yes,
very
sir.
many. I mean, you see amateurs that have a shirt sponsor, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You got like 16 logos on the back of your shirt, son. That's crazy.
Yes, sir.
You're more decked out than a UFC fighter.
I'm trying, man.
You're very active on Twitter, and as an amateur fighter, and like you said, somebody that's taking this 100% serious, how important is it for you to get out there, interact? I see you pushing your sponsors, help so-and-so get this many followers. I'm going to do this after the fight with, what I'm sponsored with, showing pictures of your shirts, all this stuff. A lot of people don't get that. That's like the missing art. You seem to understand that. How important is that to you?
I mean, it's really important because, I mean, if you don't have that many supporters, not a lot of people are going to want to see you fight. You're going to want to have a big family. You're going to want to have a big support system, or you're not going to bring that many people to fights, or you're not going to fit the pay-per-view or something. You're not going to have as many pay-per-view sales. I mean, you got to have a big support system, and it's a very big part of the MMA and everything, or else you're just going to be that guy who was off the street, You got to have people who want to see you fight, and that's why it's a real big important factor, to me at least.
Let me ask you this. How hard is it for you to get fights outside of Michigan? This will be your first fight outside of Michigan, won't it?
This will be my second. It's hard.
Oh.
It's hard to get fights in Michigan as well. I mean, but as of right now, it's been a kind of a struggle. Like, because 2 months ago I was supposed to fight in Indiana, and all hell broke loose and everything. But this one's down packed, and I have a good feeling about this. But so far it hasn't been that hard. But it's been harder to get fights in Michigan than it has been out of the state. So.
Sometimes it can be deceiving, so I'm just going to ask you up front. What's your record?
4-1.
Okay, so they're missing one fight on mixedmartialarts.com.
Yeah.
You fought. Was that fight this year or last year?
Which one?
The one that's missing on mixedmartialarts.com.
I believe it was the beginning of the year, or. Yeah, it may have been the beginning of the year, or it may have been in March.
Okay, so you fought twice in 2013, 3 times this year. How active do you want to be this year?
Nope, I fought 3 times in 2013 and twice this year.
Okay, so it's missing from last year. Gotcha.
Okay.
How active do you want to be in 2014? This will be your 3rd fight of the year. It's May. As an amateur, how many fights would you like to have before you go pro?
We're looking at about 4 more. So we're looking on like a 2-month scale for each fight. So we want to get in, including this fight. So 3 more after this. We want to on a 2-month scale, so in about 8 months or so would be a golden month, I would say. The golden goal is to go pro in the next 3 fights after this one.
You're 21 years old.
Yes, sir.
You're an amateur fighter. What else do you do? Like,
I go
feel
to school.
Okay, awesome. I feel at 21, no, it's so hard to be dedicated to go to school, let alone go to school, eat right, obviously deprive yourself of food like you are right now, and train. So how do you kind of stay motivated? Because you've got commitments in the academic world, but you've got commitments in the mixed martial arts world. How do you balance all that?
I mean, it's not as hard as it sounds. I mean, I just go to school during the morning and train at night. That's pretty much it. It's just a routine you got to commit yourself to, and I've been able to do that for the last year and a half now, and it's something that I love doing. I love doing what I do at school. I love doing what I do outside of school, training mixed martial arts and completing my dream. And it's not that hard to balance everything when you love what you're doing. So.
What weight class do you feel that fits you the best? Middleweight, welterweight? What's this fight at?
I've always fought at welterweight. I walk around at about 195 pounds, so I cut about 25 to get to welterweight. I feel like that's a pretty good weight for me. But we're discussing whether or not we want to go to lightweight when I go pro. That's just we just don't know if I could get there or not, because pretty much during my weight cut, all I do is it's just a diet. I don't do any of the saunas or the Epsom salt baths or anything like that. So we were wondering if we tried that too, maybe I could get to 55. So maybe 55 might be it, but as of right now, 70 sounds like where it's best for me, I would say.
It's all them muscles, man. Just holding you back, them muscles.
Yes, sir.
It's funny. Last week we talked with Pete from Sports Food, and you're using that. How's that working for you? It's a crazy concept for me.
That is awesome. Yeah, I just hooked up with Sports Food too, and he's helping me out. He's sending me a bunch of strips. It's just it's an electrolyte strip that you put on the tip of your tongue and you just let it dissolve. And it literally helped me so much through this weight cut. Like, it gives you the energy and the electrolytes you need without the water or anything like that, or the Gatorade or whatever you'd take. I mean, so you're losing the weight, but you also feel like you have energy. It really made this weight cut the easiest that I've ever had, because I didn't have to drink any more fluid, or I didn't have to use anything to get energy. All I had to use was those little strips, and I had my energy for the camp or for the training session, and it really does work. It's amazing.
So I know about Sports Food. What's the Mud Energy Gel? That looks interesting.
The Mud
as
Energy Gel, that's a new product that I just signed with too, and that is more for what they send me. That's more for gaining weight. So I'm planning on using that after I weigh in, but it also is used as an endurance thing as well. But I haven't actually used that yet because I'm just saving it for weigh-ins. But
I use the Mud Energy and I'm 3 pounds over. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I don't want to gain too much weight before weigh-in. So all I'm doing is sucking down these Sports Food energy tabs.
Well, man, I know it's got to suck, but just think, in 20 hours, you'll be able to dig into your Mud Energy. I know Julio and Augusta, they would go out and have like pasta and all that stuff, or a big steak after weigh-ins. What's going to be your meal? What's on the horizon that you're like, yes, I get to eat?
Pop-Tarts.
What?
I know it sounds funny, but Pop-Tarts, that is my goal. That's That's my go-to. I literally eat Pop-Tarts, and I'll grub out at the buffet or whatnot. I'll eat everything I can there. But Pop-Tarts and Pedialyte really helps put the weight back on me.
If it was me, it would have to be the s'mores Pop-Tarts. What flavor is it for you?
Yep, I got the s'mores. I got cookie dough, brown sugar. I got every kind you could possibly think of.
Wow. Well, man, I appreciate you doing this. I appreciate your sacrifice, your dedication. So young, not even making any money yet, but you got that hustle. And, dude, I respect that 100%. And, I respect your gym and the whole crew up there. Before I let you go, because I know this is going to take a minute, now's your time to give a shout-out to all those great people. It's on the back of your shirt that helps you get ready for the fight, and really anything you want to throw out there.
All right, well, I really like to thank you for spending the time giving me this interview. I'd also like to thank everybody at my gym training compound, Julio, Gus, Christy, Caitlin, everyone who's helped me prepare for this fight. And then I'd also like to thank all my sponsors, Revolutus Fightwear, Be First Clothing, Creation Supplements, Asylum Fight Gear, Fight Match, Bloodhound Industries, Cobra Fight Gear, Fighter Spirit, Iron Jaw Mouth Guards, Sports Food, Mud Energy Gels, and I'd also like to thank my family. Thank you for your time.
Man, thank you so much. Have a safe trip over to South Bend. You're going to have to call back. Let us know how you did. Best of luck, man. Keep doing your thing. We'll talk to you again real soon.
All right, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
There you guys go. Caleb Trumbull. You can follow him on Twitter at Caleb Trumbull. The Bull Trumbull. 20 hours so he can eat. Guess what? It won't be that long for me. I got to eat like an hour ago. So, yeah. I got so much respect. Honest to God, you can ask anybody that's ever been around the man and his counterpart, Julio and Christy, some of the best people on the planet. Hands down, bar none. They would give you and have given the shirt off their back. I know I've told that story a bunch of times before, but if you don't know, give the shirt right off their back. Love them. Wish I got to see them more. But you'll have that. All right. We're flying right along tonight, guys. It's 10:30. We've got 2 guests left. Remember, at the end of the night, 347-884-9986. Or you can Skype in if you're on the Blog Talk page. Hit the little Skype button. It's going to send you right to us. Up next, our good friend, partner, colleague, cohort, has made her way out to St. Louis, Missouri for her 7th amateur fight. Coming out of AFS Academy. Our friend Gina Begley taking her 4-2 record against 7-0 Marissa Smith at the Ameristar Casino, which I've got to see some pictures of her room, of the casino. Looks awesome. But she's there now, and she's going to take the time out to join us. Miss Gina Begley. Gina, what's up?
I'm not in the nice room right now. Those fuckers kicked me out because I was going to be talking and interrupting Game of Thrones. They said I had to go do my interview out the hallway.
It's not live, is it? Like, that comes on Sunday nights, doesn't it?
I don't know. It's Adam and Scott. They're talking about Game of Thrones is on, and then Adam went and trained at one of the 10th Planet affiliate schools out here, so they're talking about Oprahs and doodahs and, I don't know, a bunch of 10th Planet stuff, and I'm interrupting them, so I had to come out in the hallway and talk.
See, you're the talent. They're just the lackeys that came with you.
I know it.
In the hallway on the iPad, watching it on Netflix.
I know, right? It's a comfortable seat out here, though. Everything in this place is nice, so I guess I can't complain.
Listen, I saw the pictures of your room. You gave me the gory details of the buffet. You've had luck for the most part, but you've had luck on the road being accommodated more so than when you're here. What's up with that?
I don't know. It's like someone was saying on my Facebook page on social media how Missouri is like the mecca for MMA, and I swear to God, I think they're right. The people here just like live it and breathe it, and the promoters and everyone is like, they're like super into it. The casino that we're in, I think they have a part in the shows, in kind of the promotion, because I think I had sent a picture. You walk through and like the fight posters are all sitting out like in the casino. And all throughout the whole place, you know, advertising that they're going to have it. So I think it's a part of like what the casino does to like entertain their guests. But you know, everybody out here just loves it, and you know, they put together these really big shows every time. Both times I've come out here have been kind of like this. So I don't know. It's a different experience, you know, and it's a lot of fun. I think they have like quite a few shows a year. And you know, everybody's just super into it, man. It's pretty cool.
They've got boxing coming up on the 31st, and you were a bit worried you might be fighting in a ring. When you thought of that idea, what went through your head?
Well, we train in a ring all the time. We don't have a cage at the school where I train, so it was like we were like, oh, a ring, and I was like, well, crap. But then at the same time, I'm like, you know, I train in a ring all the time. You know, it's not like I'm used to training in a cage. It's just, you know, a different experience. So, you know, kind of rolling with the punches. But it was kind of like, oh, shit, I'm not ready for this. But at the same time, yes, I am. That's all I ever do. But, I mean, there's like little 10-year-old kids here, like, weighing in and squaring off and, like, running around the room like, man, who you fighting? Who you fighting? They've got kickboxing fights against each other. Everybody's just like super into it. It's wild.
So you're fighting 7-0, Marissa Smith. You for this fight. Do you feel any different? Because I feel like you had to do the same process for weight cutting. It was like the same routine for you almost to get prepared. Do you feel any different at 35 than you would at 25?
I don't feel any different, and I don't really look different. I think I actually look, which I said I'd switched my strength and conditioning program before this, and I'd kind of gained quite a bit of size. So I feel like I kind of look better, not a lot different than what I do at 25. You know, other than not having to really suffer through the hours of the sauna or the salt bath, you know, I still had to do the whole water cut and dehydrate and all that kind of thing. So, no, I felt good, and you know, I feel fine. So, you know, I ate a little bit. Everything's pretty good. I had something to add to that, and it completely went out of my head. Fell out.
That's all right, because you got to fill up at the buffet there, which I can talk about food all night, but smoked chicken salad, give me the rundown.
They did. They had everything in the world. Like, when we were passing, I was so hungry because I did not eat since, like, yesterday. And we were passing through, like, waiting on weigh-ins. And, you know, they're really good. Like, the last time I was here, some of the athletic commissions were like, I wrestled. Like, as soon as we can get you on the scale and get you drinking something, we're going to do that. We're not going to make you wait, like, on opponents or anything like that. You can start drinking your stuff and getting it together, because they really understand from their own competitions what it's like. But we're passing all these restaurants off. They have, like, an oyster bar and a grill and a this and that. It's all in, like, the same motel. And we're passing by, like, this, it looks like a Golden Corral, like, jacked up on steroids. And I'm like, oh, we're eating there. And we go into that place that has, like, some kind of smoked chicken salad. It's like the best chicken salad I ever ate in my life. And then they have, like, turkey loin, beef loin, pork loin, like every kind of loin of an animal that you could imagine. It's, like, crazy. I'm going to start pulling out something I've never heard of, but yeah, if anything, I feel like I overdid it a little bit, because they had food for days, and it was like, man, I've never had creme brulee. I bought candles that smell like creme brulee, like, oh, creme brulee, that smells so great. Like, what is it? I had no idea what creme brulee is. And they had it, like, on the dessert thing, and I got it, and it was the most, like, horrible thing I'd ever tried to eat in my life. It smells good as a candle, though.
Oh, the deceit.
I know, it's too sweet. It tastes like sugar yogurt. Oh well. It was good,
Golden
though.
Corral on steroids. This fight obviously is big for you. It's your first fight of 2014. It's actually you're returning. Your last fight was in St. Louis. Now you're going back, and you've never had a problem being an out of towner. Why is that?
Well, I've said it before. Like, the pressure's not on me. People are looking to, the hometown girl to, impress them, to really pull it out. That's who they're buying the ticket to see. That's who they're there to, watch, go whoop some stranger's ass for, coming into their territory. And it's like, for one, I'm fighting up a weight class. Number two, like, you've never been beat. You're 7-0 as opposed to my 4-2 record. And, I'm coming into your home turf, so the pressure's really on you to keep that loss off your record, to know that you're fighting someone who's supposed to be smaller than you. All eyes are on you. On paper, I'm supposed to lose. So you know what? If I do, big fucking deal. But if I don't and I win, like, that's great for me, and that's going to feel really good. And that's kind of like that's the way I like it. I don't have to worry about, I've fought it, with my friends around, and, there were tears. And it's really stressful to, have to kind of, I think, face people after that, because fighting's a really difficult thing. It doesn't, but it's really personal when you are fighting and you lose, and it can really make you feel like less of a person, like this person has just beaten you, and they've beaten you so terribly, and now, you just feel so low, and it really is a hard thing to kind of deal with, I think, at first, when winning means so much to you, to not only have that happen to you and to, get beat up, essentially, but then have it happen in front of people that care about you and that are trying to tell you things to, like, make you feel better. I very much am just like, I prefer we don't say anything, and if we don't talk about it, it didn't happen. But I think that's part of the thing, is like, I need time to get over that if it happens, and it's a really hard thing. You've got all these battles that you fight, and it's one battle at a time, and when you're kind of feeling your lowest and the pressure's on you, I think it's a really hard thing to have to worry about who you're going to have to face afterwards. And so that's a big stressor that I don't have. If I lose, it's like, so what? It's like, ooh, they go on and party, and I'm going to, do my thing, and it doesn't really matter.
You're still going to get to go out and have some beer.
That's right. It's like, that's what, ideally for, the people here, that's what's supposed to happen. It won't, but that's, that's what the plan is, and here for them, I guess.
Like, you've done it in St. Louis, do you feel like if it was me, I would have just this shit-eating grin on my face, this little, like, yeah, I just won. I just came out here, wasn't supposed to, but I beat you. I get to party now and you don't. Do you get like some kind of devious sense of satisfaction in that, other than the fact that you won, but the fact that you kind of rained on their parade?
Not really. I guess I need to work on being a little more vindictive, because that would work out well, I guess. But not really. I don't really think much of it. It's like, it's just a fight. I won. It's just an amateur fight. After we go pro, it's not really going to count that much. But I do enjoy getting, the win when I'm not supposed to. It feels really good to know that, I'm kind of counted out, or I'm not really supposed to have this, and here I am. We were talking about that a little bit when we were in the room and stuff, and I'm kind of amazed and mesmerized by all this stuff that's around. I'm from Kentucky, from southeastern Kentucky, and I said I feel a little bit like a little hick, and like, ooh, wow, ooh, everything's so cool and so amazing. And if you had told me that these kind of things would be happening, years ago, I'd be like, oh yeah, right. Someone's gonna, put the bill for me to come and just fight in a cage, and it's gonna be like this awesome experience in these amazing places, and it just kind of all goes into that. Is like, it's okay if it's not supposed to happen, it does, and it's really cool for me,
Does the experience trump the outcome? The being in the moment trump the, whatever happens inside the cage?
No, I think that I think that going home with the win makes it a little better. But we did go to Ohio which was an experience in itself because that was a little different than when I fought out here, but going home, with a loss and kind of like having an experience that felt a little shitty. It was like we stopped at, Kings Island on the way home, and, you forget about it, and it's not a big deal, especially if you're not going home with like a broken bone or anything that's obviously physically wrong with you. So, it's a fight, and you go in there and you fight and you get it done with, and, at the end of the day, you either go home the winner or the loser. But with the experience, I hope to go home happy either way.
What was your first impression of Marissa when you guys squared off? When she weighed in, obviously, once again, you've got the reach, the height advantage, but like I saw the picture and I was like, wow, that she's smaller.
Yeah,
and you're fighting bigger.
I thought too. Yeah, when I saw her walking around in the room and kind of checking her out a little bit, seeing what what she looked like and everything, she wasn't as physically intimidating as what I had expected. Squaring up with her, she was quite a bit smaller than what I was expecting. I was expecting her to be a little thicker, a little a little bigger than what she was, especially for 135. So for her to be, my size, but even like maybe a little smaller, that surprised me. But she's very, very athletic, and she looks like an athlete. But talking for intimidation, someone said, "Oh, you're fighting Marissa Smith," and ooh, and how do you feel? Is she scary? Is she this? And I'm like, y'all didn't see Shannon Culpepper when I fought her, because she was. I fought her, and she was scary. Like, go look at pictures of her and how scary she looked, and how scary she looked next to me, and her just like looked like somebody just decided to chisel some girl out of marble, and I'm looking soft as medicated cotton, and then we'll talk about who looks intimidating,
Those eyes. That's what. And Marissa's kind of got those that unique set of eyes, at least in her poster. I don't know how it was in person, but something about your opponents and their eyes.
Yeah, I know, like the bright blue, like Chucky eyes, like looking through your soul or something. I don't know. Like, she wasn't Shannon Culpepper with the blue eyes. She was super intense, like up in my face, and that was a little bit odd and awkward. But she wasn't like that. She wasn't super aggressive or anything like that. I mean, she's pretty. Yeah, like I don't know, and she was funny. Like, she did something where she afterwards, I can't remember what it was, stuck her butt out and did something. I don't know, it was a picture. You probably see it on social media, but I mean, she was funny, and she seemed real girly and outgoing. So I don't know. It was interesting, I guess.
Well, it sucks that Juan and I will not be there to see your fight, but that we're behind you. We can't wait to hear about it. And all your day leading up to it in the land of Oz there in the Ameristar Casino tomorrow night. Gina Begley versus Marissa Smith. Rumble time. It is the amateur main event on the card before the pros kick it off. Gina, before I let you go, you get to ask people this every Monday, but now I get to ask you to throw some shout-outs and thank yous, whatever that you see fit.
And I'm not prepared. I usually write that stuff down because I had this fella that helps me out, kind of managing stuff, that got me a bunch of kick-ass people to help me out, and I forgot to write them down. Well, follow me on Twitter at Gina Jelly B, or you can find me on Facebook, same tag handle. I have a really great team and a coach, Scott Elliott. I've been training under him for 5 years, and Adam Fritz, who's with me here as a teammate, as a corner, but also getting some training out here with some of our affiliate schools. I thank them for coming out with me and being so helpful to at my camp. And, Emily Barty is my co-host on Pro WMMA now, but she's also one of my really good training partners. Brandon Campbell, we both fight at 125, and so, his speed really puts it to me a little bit when I'm in camp to, make me kind of step it up. So I appreciate everything that my team does for me. My son, Chris Begley, he called me tonight asking me how I did. And 135.6, he's like, oh, good job, So shout out to my boy for always being super supportive and wanting to roll and, oh, do what you need to, Mama. I'm just, trying to help you. So, shout out to him, too, because he's such a good little boy. But, I have a lot of supporters, a lot of help with Bluegrass MMA. You, Gary, and Juan for always being so supportive of Pro MMA now. But my sponsors, Sports Food Inc., who am I missing here? Dr. Taverny, Jason on promoting real women in bodybuilding, fitness, and MMA. I'm drawing a blank. Damn it. Rich City CrossFit for helping me out with my strength and conditioning. I'm trying to think of what my banner looks like and go through there and name off stuff on it. Impact Mouth Guards, On Point Athletics, and Bluegrass MMA. Who did I forget? I think that's it. But you guys are super supportive, and I appreciate it. And I hope to bring the win home to Kentucky on tomorrow night. So wish me luck, guys. Send me lots of positive energy and vibes.
Bringing it back to the Bluegrass, Gina, have fun. That's the main thing. Stay safe. And we expect a full report tomorrow night at 10 Eastern Time. I don't know what time your fight is.
All right.
I don't know either. You know how it is.
All right, guys. Have a good evening.
Have fun. Tell the boys quit watching Game of Thrones and, let you watch Bad Girls Club or something.
I know, right? Let me have the TV back. There's 2 TVs in there, 2 big flat screens, so I'm going to go to the other side and watch something because there's a whole sitting area. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
We'll live it up. We'll talk to you later, and have fun.
All right, bye-bye.
Gina Begley, tomorrow night, Rumble Time Promotions Amateur Main Event. Our next guest, gosh, I love this guy. Talked to him before his last fight, and what do you know? He came out and in 29 seconds got the win over Tyler Toner. He's got a fight scheduled, RFA 15. Mr. Daniel Aguiar, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up? How are you?
I'm doing awesome.
Good. California is so hot in here, and I have fun training hard and swim hard too.
When I watched your fight, honestly, I thought it would last longer than 29 seconds. But what I took away from it, not only the submission, but you make it look fun. You in your walkout, in your weigh-in picture, you had a smile. You were doing the snake thing. Like, you look like you're having fun, man. How good did it feel to go out there and take care of business?
Like you say, I'm so happy. Always I'm like that in my life. I'm always thank you God, thank my family. All my friends, because my real friends like my family for me. So I'm happy, So the time I walk in there, I'm so happy. And like you say, I have personality, And my personality is everything. And I'm a snake. That's they call me, and I am like that. I'm a snake. I fight like a snake. I have snakes at home. And the time I walking, I imitation with my hands on top, like a jacaré do it to the crocodile. I do it like a snake, and I think I bring all the attention the people, and people love it because the guy Tyler, he's from Colorado. It's supposed to everybody choose to him, but as soon as they call my name and my song start. Kung Fu Fighting. Everybody laughed. I imitate the snake. I smelled, smelling. But everybody like take out the hat, and like everybody's cool. And I feel like I put my feeling outside. Everybody saw how happy I am, and I passed this to the public, and the public feel the same that I feel, And everybody's happy, so I love it to do that, to make attention and make everybody happy,
You get to turn around, obviously with the win, you get another opportunity, and you get it in another 2 months with RFA. What's it? Obviously, they're happy with your performance. You get to turn right back around and have another fight. But what was that experience like out there, man? Because I would imagine in beautiful Wyoming, it had to be a little different for you.
Yeah, like people say, you fight by so fast, and they say, like, what do you expect for that? You want to fight 3 rounds, 5 minutes? You want to, win by decision? One time I fight to finish. I'm going to finish. Or he finish me, or he finish me, or I finish him. I fight like that, So I know he's very tough. I know he's kicking most the wins by knockout. So I go there and do it myself. I do what I like to do. Go there. I know he kick and punch. I start kick and punch, and he think to kick me and punch me. I go and kick again and punch and put him in a cage, took him down, like sweep him. Actually, I put the guard, sweep him, pass my leg over, and submit him in a reversal heel hook. So I'm so happy. And 29 seconds, man. So that's what I do. It's hard to explain. It's better you watch me in June 6, But and now I get the fight like right now, June 6, so fast, like less than 2 months. And I'm so happy, man. I'm so happy. I really want to fight to the title in RFA 145 World Champion. I want to fight to the title. I'm already asked Scott, I already asked Ed, I already talk about that. He say, you know what, wait a little bit, let you do 2 more fight and figure out. But that's my goal, man. I want to be a champion. I want to get my chance to be a champion, RFA champion, And
Right after the fight, obviously before you started training for your next fight, did you get a chance to take a break, go on a vacation? What did you do right afterwards?
That's a very good question. Very good question. I fight on Friday. I fly back on Saturday and be home, see my father and my sister on Sunday because I get in LA. I drive to San Diego, stay with my family in the weekend. And Monday, 9 o'clock a.m., I sparring boxing. Like 10 rounds, 3 minutes. 10 rounds, 3 minutes on Monday, 9 o'clock. And 10 o'clock, I did MMA class with everybody there in Bunker House, Lioto, everybody there. Pedro Munoz, James, Kevin Case, everybody there. So I train normally, man. All this time I training like I have fight coming soon. I don't know I have fight, but I train like I have fight to do, Not because I fight 29 seconds and I win like that, but in my mind, I'm always prepared and be ready to the next level, to the next fight, Doesn't matter if I don't know. If I don't know, okay, I still keep my mind focused in my dream, and my feelings. And once time you have focus and feelings, everything moves to that, like, this don't gonna happen, this don't gonna happen. But if you think, yes, gonna happen, this just happen. And Ed called me, boom, you wanna fight? You go fight June 6th. So, okay, let's fight. And I fight a guy I was trained with him before. He's like my park training in San Diego. I was teaching him some class jiu-jitsu too in San Diego when I live in there, and Victory Gym with Dan Lister and the arena too. So I know the guy pretty well, I know the guy Sam. And the soon they give the name, I think like, well, Sam, I know this guy. He accept the fight? And he say, Nathan say, I don't know. Let me ask Scott. And Scott texts him, and he texts Nathan back, and Nathan say, yes, he accept the fight. He hear your name, and he say yes. I say, what? Okay, yes too. I accept the fight. So that's kind of like little bit, how I can say that, like, he's like, he accept the fight, but I consideration like he's, I don't know, man. He's just, a little bit like, okay, I'm gonna beat him and I'm gonna go knock him out. He think like, he's gonna beat me. Okay, I know he go punch my face, go knee, he go do that, go do this. I just have one thing to do, and you know what I do. I wrap around. I wrap around like a burrito. You know burrito, burrito de carne asada. I wrap around like I make the guy like a rat burrito. You know, a burrito, rat burrito. It's gonna be my rat burrito, man. So I'm gonna wrap around. You know, he can kick me, he can punch me, he can do it whatever. I'm go there to one thing. Eat. I'm very hungry. You know. So yeah.
Is it strange that he would accept the fight because you guys are training together? Obviously, you guys know each other.
Yeah. I go say like disrespectful little bit. That's what I'm gonna say. But you know what? I think like I cannot think that like 100% disrespectful because it's opportunity for him. You know, it's a big event. He get my name. He just accept. So I don't know if you with me if I go and say okay, I accept the fight this guy. Is my partner trained before. I don't know if I do that. No, but everybody is different, you know. In this world today, everything can happen. You never know when and why gonna happen, but you need to prepare for everything. I'm prepared for that. I prepare to fight fake friends. I know how this thing. I know how this thing is. And I have good friends, very good friends, but no more like, you know, like more than 10. No 2 hands full. Because I know in MMA and all the history, the guy is not friend, man. People think he's a friend, he's not friend. So I have my couple friends, very friends, they I never fight, you know. But a fake friends is a pleasure for me to fight. So, you know, he's a professional, but let's do it, you know? Yeah.
So, when you've got this quick turnaround, are you staying mostly there in L.A. for your training? Or because I know you're a guy who you don't care to travel to get good training in. But are you going to stay mostly there in Los Angeles?
Yeah, I stay in L.A. here, Los Angeles, but I'm always going in Hamilton, like 25 minutes from my house. You know, I live like in Torrance, so I'm like 10 minutes for UFC Gym Torrance, where I working. I'm 8 minutes from Black House. I'm 25 minutes, 23 miles from Hamilton Beach. And my master and my coach today is Rafael Cordeiro. So he's my mentor, he's my friend, he's my master, and he's the guy that make all strategy and everything. So I'm always with him, and I train in Hamilton Beach with him and Kings MMA, and also I train in Black House with all my friends there too. My coach Kenny Johnson and the Pedro Munoz, he teaches us that too sometimes. Have a James, he puts some. Sometimes he teaches some Taekwondo style, some crazy kicks like he like to do. But you know, Rafael is amazing guy, man. He's amazing. I come from the Gracies. I always my life trained Renzo, Ryan. You know, the guy they have him there, Ryan, Roger, all these guys in New York City. I come from Brazil and I train Draculino in there. And man, I train all my life with the best guys in the world. But I can tell you one thing for everybody here that I never saw and I never training with a person like Rafael Cordeiro. He's amazing. He's not about Muay Thai, he's not about Jiu-Jitsu, it's about MMA, you know. He know everything about MMA. He know how to win fights. He know how to prepare you to the war. You can see the last fight, Fabricio Verdun. Everybody expect like the Brown go knocking him out or do something. He need to do some jiu-jitsu to him because he just have jiu-jitsu. He trained Rafael Cordeiro, man. He don't have just jiu-jitsu. You can see he beat Brown and stand all the time, all the rounds, and you know it's MMA. Everybody is prepared for everything, you know, for all martial arts. And the best mixed he's mixed. Not like 1 and 2 and 3. He's mixed everything, And Rafael is the guy who do this very well.
Let me ask you this. Will you take a break? Will you take a vacation before you get to the RFA championship? Or do you stay focused and stay on that path until you get that opportunity?
Yes, all the time. I don't get any break, any vacation. My vacation, what's my vacation? Like Sunday, I took my dog to walk in the beach. Boom. I go to Palos Verdes. I take the snake and go in the park and let the snake walk around. How the kids want to play and see. Because, snake scares some people, but more time it scares men. Big men have scare the snake. Like a snake, snake. But the kids and women love the snake. Oh, the snake, can I touch? Oh, that's cool, So I play, man. I play with my pets. I play with my RC car, the Crowley RC cars. I'm like a
awesome.
kid, man. Man, I have the Crowley cars. I have like 3 Crowley cars. A Rubicon, Toyota, and another one is a Wrangler. And me, I love to play with the Crowler, I go in the Palos Verdes with the rocks and stuff, and I play with my little car in there, walk with my dog. Some people stop and say, oh, this guy with the beard, and he's a man, he play with the little car. Yes, man, I enjoy my life, man. I play with the little cars. I play with my dog. I kiss my dog, I was play, man. I was live my life because it's just one life here. It's just, for now, it's just one Daniel Aguiar. It's just now. I don't know if I'm back in here or if I be here before, but I know this now is just one life. And I want to make sure my name gonna be in the history in MMA the time I'm going. That's what I wanna do. I wanna put my name on the history in MMA. So the only thing I need is a chance. Give me a chance, and I show the world, I show the public, I show my team, I show my friends, I show for you what I can do. Just give me a chance. So I get my chance, I'm going to Wyoming. You saw that. You saw what I did. Boom. Just to win. I don't need anything more. I go there and win. Boom. And win like that. Boom. And now I have my second chance in my life. I'm go there, I'm going to win. And then I go get the belt. I don't know who is the number 1 contender. I don't care. I'm go there, fight, I'm going to win. I'm going to get this belt, 145 world champion, RFA. And this is going to be my passport to UFC. And one time I step in UFC, please record, I'm going to submit my first fight. Remember, please. Remember that. One time I step in the octagon UFC, I'm going to make my dream true that time call my name. I'm go walking, happy with my song, smell to everybody, make a hang loose, and go there, step on, and feel like paradise. I'm going to submit the guy my first fight in UFC. I swear to God. I swear for me. That's my dream, man. That's my dream, man. I loved what I do, I start 7 years old, judo, past karate, and start jiu-jitsu in 1995. And I never stopped. Never stop. I never stopped. I can tell you that. I can say that. I never stopped. Never. Pan American champion, world champion, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai champion, Thailand, with a Thai guy, Japan champion, MMA, Gladiator Challenge in San Diego champion, seven belts, grappler squash, 1 belt, Naga, I have 10 belts. So, that's not about, I have 10 belts. But it's for me, it's too much. I make my dreams come true. So I want the people that hear me right now, I want to say something. Never live like nobody say you can't do it. You can do everything. You can do everything. You just need to believe yourself. Believe in your dream. One time you believe in yourself, you believe in your dream, and God for sure, everything, the universe they're working for you. So the conspiration for you, I don't know how to say, but the one thing to image and mentalize the things, they come for you. You know the secret? That's the secret. The secret is be healthy, be happy, be prepared. You know, just mentalize your dreams. Mentalize your dream. And everything come, and everything that you wish you want, they come for you. The best car, boom. The best house, boom. The best working, boom. The best event, boom. The best whatever. The best woman, the best friend, the best doggy, the best snake. Everything you wish, you say, I want that, and mentalize. I got it. So I'm a man. I'm a guy today that I make all my dreams come true. I can say that. I'm so happy to say that, you know, because I'm here, man, and you can see my life, all the things I passing, everything I did, like I don't know how to explain for you this in words, like, but I don't know how, but I know, I know. They are going to do, you know, like, I'm going to fight UFC. I can tell you right now. I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't know who I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight in UFC one day, you know. So everything in my life, I think and I make my dreams come true. I mentalize, you know.
Man.
Go ahead, speak something. I just me talking, man. If you let me say, if you let me here, stay hours in here in philosophy, everything, and everything come to my heart, you know. I put everything out. I'm like that.
You may not have all the words, but people cannot help but hear that passion come out of your mouth, man. And that's when I was talking to Ron Bevins, I was like, man, I love Daniel. I love what he brings, you know, and like I said, it was so fun to see you, to not just talk about it, but to live it. You know,
Thank you.
Just like what you just said. If you want it, you got to take it. Nobody's going to give it to you. You got to take it. And you're out there taking it one submission at a time, man, and I love it. Unfortunately, we're just about out of time, but I want to say thank you so much for doing this. June 6th, back in action, RFA 15 in Los Angeles. I want to give you a chance, though, before we have to go, to give any shout-outs or thank yous or anything you want to throw out there to the people that support you.
Thank you. Thanks so much. I want to say thanks for Kings MMA, a Black House, for all my family. My real friends is my family. So I want to say thank you for my real friends, you know, and my sponsor, my biggest sponsor, Herbalife. Man, people hear about Herbalife say, Herbalife? What? They don't believe Herbalife, right? Like, this thing is like, they make you no fat, they make you skin. Man, Herbalife, the 24 hours, it's amazing, man. I never have a weight cut so easy like the last time, you know. And Herbalife, they change lives. And I want to say thank you for Herbalife, you know, for sponsoring me. And, yeah, I'm so happy.
Guys, you can follow Daniel on Twitter at Rupanol. And you can watch him live on Access TV June the 6th. Man, keep doing what you're huge fans here all the way across the country in Kentucky. We will be tuned in. And until the next time, my friend, take care.
Thank you so much for everything, and God bless you.
There you guys go. Daniel Aguiar, the Snake. What about it, Juan?
I loved it.
Did you get like pumped up? He gave a hell of a speech.
It was. I love the fact that you can ask like 1 or 2, 3 questions, and the whole interview take up
it's
a good
done.
40 minutes. Yeah.
I text Ron Bevins. I said I've asked 3 questions. He's 6 minutes into a pep talk.
I love it. No, some guys just have the gift of gab, and they go on and on and on, and you know other fighters
don't
have no clue how to talk.
We were lucky tonight. We were really lucky. Justin Steave was awesome. Khama Worthy was awesome. Caleb Trumbull, probably one of the first interviews he's done, did a very good job. Everybody had a common theme tonight. Hustle. Nobody's sitting around waiting for anybody to give them anything, and that's rare because there are people out there in this business waiting around, waiting for somebody to give them something. Sadly, that never comes. Rarely comes. It comes sometime.
You're absolutely right, and that's a good. That's a good theme. The hustling mentality. Have it, and tonight was a great episode. We've had all the guests tonight were just phenomenal. I felt like honestly we didn't need you.
We could have just like sent them questions on Facebook and they just answered them over there.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
It is pretty funny.
Yes.
We don't have Aaron Garrett in the archive portion. We don't have anybody else. Just me and you.
We don't. This is it's a rarity.
I know.
It's kind of odd. But, obviously we did this 2 days ago. So, they're not, as dedicated as we are, for lack of a better term there. But
if you guys want some, and as we digress into other MMA and just life in general, have you seen Shooting the Shit with Tommy Toehold and Ariel Helwani?
No, I don't watch Tommy Toehold.
It's epic. You like Ariel Helwani though, right?
Oh yeah.
It's really Ariel. It's an animated Ariel Helwani, but it's actually Ariel Helwani answering Tommy Toehold's questions, and he's like Daniel. Ariel, you ask him a question, it just goes on and on.
I see. Well, honestly, and I was thinking about this the other day because I was talking to somebody, and I caught myself talking and talking and talking. I'm like, dude, I need to shut up and give this other person time to talk. But it feels like I know you so much, and, like, I don't ever, like, our conversations between us just don't seem as, I don't know what to say. I guess we talk too much, so it's not like we have that, let's catch up, let's talk about this. I already know what you're thinking. You probably know what I'm thinking. So it's like, what's the point of talking about it?
How's your day been? Oh, did you see so-and-so at the grocery store? Did you talk to so-and-so on Facebook? Did you see that post in Real Indiana MMA?
Right. I mean, it doesn't help that we're in a group chat on Facebook and we talk pretty much
all
the time
day.
We wake up to the time we go to bed.
That's true. But, and we, like, to some, I'm in like 4 group chats.
Dude, how do you do it? I couldn't do it, man. This one is like,
I don't know.
Too much.
I really don't know. I'm afforded the opportunity to do that at my job. Some days is better than others. Today wasn't a real good day, mostly because you were gone and Kelly, our friend Kelly Patrick, a.k.a. Ryan Dugan, got switched jobs, so he's working all day, slaving. Matt McCarthy, he's just an asshole. So I don't care if he ever types in there or not.
He is funny. He's got those random comments. They're just great. What other group chats are you in?
Let's see. Let me pull it up. Hold on. I'm on the Bluegrass. Now one at 4,429 likes.
Nice.
So let's give a shout out to Ray Torres, Tim Ryan, David Bickman, Jeffrey Johnson, Josh Metcalf. I'm going to do the last 10 likes. Edward Ferguson, James Lane, Buddy Tesling. Buddy Tesling just now liking us? I've seen him around a long time. Buddy Hard Right Tesling. Christian Dirty Sanchez. I just made the dirty part up. Cedric Hampton and Matt Crowdry. And I see like some people I know in these recent likes that I've known for like 2 years. What the hell? They just now coming to the table?
Slackers.
Must be your friends.
No.
So I've got our group chat that we just mentioned. I had a good one going with David and Kyle, but I've not helped them in like a week or so. So I've got one with Oh, that's not a group chat. Let's see. Yeah, David McKinney, Kyle Rosowski, John Cook. I don't even know who John Cook is, but he's funny.
Yeah. He's up, the Family Guy.
Mm-hmm.
I need to hijack that one.
You would not fit in with this family. I want to read this message. Stuff like this, I love. Hi, Gary. I own Epoch Agency. We manage Alan Jobin and Kyra Batar. I just wanted to thank you for having Kyra on your show and for your continued support. Your work is greatly appreciated. What are you drinking?
Don't worry about it. So, tonight, check this out, man. I was at this conference.
Check this out, man. I'm 22 beers in, man.
So, they just happy hour after the conference. You know, you network.
That's why you came home with sleep.
Dude, I was tired, dude. Anyways, so I didn't want to drink as I had radio show tonight. So I'm like, I'll have one. I didn't want liquor, I didn't want beer, so I went with the wine. So I went red wine. So I got some red wine.
Red wine.
And I'm talking with a group of people, and somebody said something funny. And at that time, I was putting the cup up to my mouth to drink, and I guess I pulled back on my head, but I didn't stop pouring the drink.
Poured it right
so the red wine went all down my shirt.
You just leave right then.
So, yeah, I told everybody it's time for me to go. And that was like my first cup too. So I didn't have nothing to drink. My first cup, and I just poured all over myself. It was bad. It was embarrassing, but funny, but very embarrassing.
The social. Did you just leave right then? I didn't hear you answer that.
Pretty much. I mean, I said goodbyes to everybody. Had to make my rounds, and then I dipped out. But man, something definitely embarrassing there.
Pinnacle Fighting Championship looking for 2 pros against Josh Baker, 5-0 at 135 pounds, and AJ Bosley, 1-2 at 155 pounds.
Yep, that they are. That they are. You know what? There would be there needs to be a website out there that fighters can be a part of when promoters need fights or vice versa.
I don't think they would.
Fighters need fights.
I don't think they would use it. Maybe they would. I just don't think they would.
You're probably right. They probably wouldn't.
Fighters are a different breed, man.
They are. You have the ones that are like super dedicated, like the ones we had tonight. All of those fighters. And then you have the ones that are like the weekend warriors. Like, oh yeah. So they talk up with their buddies. Yeah, I'm a UFC fighter, man.
I fight in the cage. Somebody once told me fighters fight for 2 reasons. Have I told you this before?
No, but you know what you have told me before. What do you call a guy without a beard?
Oh, you had to bring that up. Fighters fight for 2 reasons. Here are those reasons. One set of fighters fight to get paid, and the other set fights to get laid. That's pretty true.
That's a fair assumption. Definitely a fair assumption there. I would even throw in a possible third one. Some like it for the competition. Not necessarily the pay. But that's a very small, very, very small percentage of fighters that are like that. But no, you're right. It's definitely about those 2, is from what I've come to learn from a lot of these fighters.
Let's talk about ring girls for a second.
I know exactly why you brought that up, too.
Mark Slater's ring girls are the hottest in the business. Although some of their tattoo placements are kind of weird. We talked about that while we were at the show. But this Hannah Hetz, Jesus Christ. 5'4", 135 pounds, 34 double D, 26, 36. Give me 3.5 minutes, maybe even 4.
Oh. Hey, the MFS, Midwest Fight Series, which is having their show next weekend, they also have some very
attractive.
Maybe it's just something with the Indianapolis area. Who knows?
I don't know, but Saturday night we will have children as ring. Do you think that's off-putting, kind of?
I don't know.
I know why they're doing it, to family-oriented and stuff. But when you have kids as your ring cards and you've got, some Drake coming through on walkout songs that are extremely profanity-laced.
See, that's one thing I never understood. Oh, it's a family-friendly atmosphere. What family goes to see two guys or two ladies go at it inside of a cage? That's not very family-friendly, if you ask me. More of a family-friendly be like, oh, let's go see a baseball game. Let's go to Chuck E. Cheese, That's more family-friendly than not seeing two people inside a cage fighting. So that argument kind of just blows my mind. Like, why would you even say something like that? It's kind of ignorant.
Has OFC hired you to be their pay-per-view commentator?
No, but I did see that they are working on that.
They need us.
Boom. They do need us.
I would come up there to commentate.
Yeah, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would. I'm an attention whore. I'd come up there for that.
No, you wouldn't. You'll back out last minute. I'll have to contact my trusty partner in crime, Ryan. Get him to come down.
Who's Ryan?
Ryan Cavill. I don't know.
I thought you were going to say your trusty partner, Aaron Garrett.
No, he's DJing. He can't do commentary.
That's true.
I guess he could probably do both. I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? They have 10 bouts announced. You can check it out on BluegrassMMA.com. They just announced 8 the other day.
This is Pro-Am.
Pro-Am. Yeah, their first Pro-Am show in a couple events. I think 3 events since their last Pro-Am. The previous ones were all amateur, of course. So this is exciting. They're heading to a new venue. They've outgrown their previous home. So now they're going to a larger venue to accommodate all the fans. And from what I understand, the tickets are close to selling out once again. And now they're going with the pay-per-view, the pay-per-view edition. So that'd be interesting to see how that kind of turns out.
Did you hear that?
I heard something on the keyboard.
No, it was me farting.
Awesome. Doorknob. Remember that game?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. Those were some crazy times. So what else is new in MMA world for you, brother?
Man, I don't know if you want me to talk. Okay. Let's talk with Hard Rock.
Hard Rock, for those of you who don't know, is obviously
Brandon Higdon. He's the matchmaker for Hard Rock MMA. It's funny. His nickname was Hard Rock all the time, and they were going to be, I forget, the name of their LLC, whatever their company is, isn't Hard Rock MMA, but they had to have a name for the Kentucky Boxing and Wrestling Authority, and I think Angela just put Hard Rock MMA. And it just stuck.
Anyways, your story was...
We're talking about the state of MMA, who's doing good, who's doing bad, who's going to fade away, who's going to make it to such and such. And he says he would be surprised if he made it to 100 shows.
Why?
I think probably early on he made a lot of money. This is just pure speculation on my part, but early on he made a lot of money. MMA was a little different back then. We weren't so saturated with the national MMA, UFC on twice a week, Bellator every week, World Series of Fighting, Titan, all that, Friday Night Fights, all that stuff was around, but it was still new. Excuse me. And now everybody's just tired of it. He said he was the biggest MMA fan, would watch it every time it's on TV, and now he's lost interest. So if he's lost interest, as one of the biggest fans ever, what's that mean for the people that are coming to a show? That you're only going to be able to draw people in They're there to see somebody fight, not there just to see fights. And he's one of the best at doing that, putting a card on there where people come to watch certain people. And you can do that when you have 14, 15, 17 fights. He's going to have 2 referees and all that stuff. June 14th, as of now, still subject to change, of course. Still a long ways to go, but he's just concerned that there's just so much of it that who's going to pay $25, $30 to come out and see his shows when they could stay at home Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and watch it free on TV.
That's true. And that kind of goes back to, like with baseball, there's 162 games. And who wants to sit around and watch every single, I'll use Cincinnati Reds, because that's my hometown team. Who's going to sit and watch every Reds baseball game?
Let alone...
Yeah, you'll have those hardcore guys that will. Do what?
Let alone go to them.
Exactly. I mean, you'll have those hardcore guys that'll watch it or listen to it every game. You might have a few that will attend 90% of the games, but it's just too many, and it's too much to be up to date with it as a general fan to know the ERAs of every pitcher or the batting percentage of every person on the Reds roster. Yes, of course you'll have those guys. You'll have the hardcore fans, just like you have the hardcore MMA fans that don't care. They'll watch or go to as many events as they can. But to the casual person, that gets too much, and it's like for me, baseball is like I can care less.
It's only cool in October.
Pretty much, yeah.
Same with them. Like I probably won't even know who did well in the NBA until there's 2 teams left in the finals, and then it better be a close series for me to even pay attention to it.
I could see that. Again, they have like 80 something games for them, 82, I believe. Yeah. But like when it comes to football is, for example, there's only 16 games. The most popular sport in America. People love it. They'll watch it. 16, because it's only 16. And back when UFC had their, before they got really blown up, they would only have 6, maybe 7 pay-per-views a year. And you knew everybody else fighting the card. You knew kind of like a backstory because they had time to promote the show and all that stuff. So you were more invested in the fighters, more invested in the pay-per-view. Whereas now it's like you don't got time to really look up who these fighters are. Like when I went to the show in Cincinnati last weekend, I didn't know who some of these cats were. I'm like, and I'm a huge MMA fan. I don't have time to do research on all these. Granted, I miss a lot of the UFC events because I'm out at a local show. But, I try to keep up as much as I possibly can. But cats, I'm like, I don't know who they are, so why should I be here? But, yeah.
Came to kick some ass and drink some beer. Almost out of beer.
Oh, yeah. There were some drunk individuals.
How much was a beer there?
Honestly, I don't know. I didn't drink it all.
Did you buy any concessions?
Yeah, I got some cheese conies. Speaking of which, when I say cheese conies, what comes to mind?
To me?
Yes.
Chili cheese dogs.
But you're somewhat familiar with it, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of mind-blowing to me that people aren't familiar with cheese conies. They just don't know what they are. I guess it's kind of like a tri-state type food. I know they got a Skyline down there off of 75, ways down there.
I mean, yeah, we've got Skyline, Gold Star Chili.
You guys do have Skyline in Lexington, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. They're expanding.
I'm not a fan.
What? How are you not a fan? That food is delicious.
Like, I don't mixing spaghetti and chili just doesn't do anything for me.
See, that's what most of the Cincinnati-born and bred individuals are growing up on.
Can you get it without beans? Because I know you hate beans.
Yeah, and it comes without beans. You have to ask for beans, which, in my honest opinion, is how all chili places should be. I don't like that. You go to Wendy's, right? You go to Wendy's. You get beans in it. But what about the people who don't like beans? Which, I mean, it's a small population, small number. But there are people like myself out there who don't like beans. So why can't you put the beans separate and just mix the beans in if you want beans? I think you would sell more chili that way. Granted, maybe people out there like the beans add flavor when it's been sitting and cooking in there for hours. Maybe that might be the case. I don't know. But I don't like beans, so it's a pain in the butt to have to pick out every single bean in that chili when I order Wendy's chili. And yes, I do it.
Man, our Twitter was blown up tonight, son.
You're welcome. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I'm glad you did something. Let's switch roles.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
Are you scared?
I'm
gonna call you out here. Juan and I have a serious discussion about, of all things, taking it to the next level. That elusive next level that doesn't exist. So I'm trying to help Juan pick up where he's just not as experienced. Interviewing, some of his writing, stuff like that. So now I offer him a chance to polish up these skills. Which, if you've seen, there's a couple of videos, he interviews Jessamine Duke and Sean Asher. Did a pretty good job. I think.
Damn good job.
It's because you're much skinnier, I think.
That doesn't do it.
Have you watched those lately? You're little.
A little. I guess it's just the back-to-back interviews. I just don't like that concept. I'm just not saying.
Why the fuck did you schedule 8 people Tuesday?
So I wasn't the one interviewing them.
Exactly. No, it's just not my style. But you've got 12 interviews next Tuesday. I need you to be on time. Yeah.
Honestly, no. I thought about doing a podcast on my own.
Just you talking, or just you and another person?
It's me and one person. I thought about doing it something like, and I don't know because I was going back and forth with it. Just doing a 30-minute show. Doing I don't know what to call it, but it's just something there'd be 5 rounds. It's like a title fight. And in each of the rounds, we'll talk about a different aspect of the fighter's life. Their upcoming fight, their training, the future, their personal life, and then something else.
Totally stole that from John Morehouse. He does a feature every week like that.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
I don't
a lot of people do.
I don't go to his website. I wouldn't know that.
And why would you?
So I thought about something like that. That way, I don't know, you just interact with the fighter. And what would really suck, though, is if the fighter didn't talk. So that'd be yeah.
Well, you would have to kind of know. Some nights I know, especially Ohio guys, especially young amateurs, they're going to suck at talking.
Oh, no doubt. That is definitely true. But no, so what I thought, too, was in my podcast, I would literally set a timer, and there would be a minute ding, so the fighter knows, hey, we got a minute less about this topic. We're going to wrap it up. And at the end of every round, so to say, 5 minutes, I'll go break to commercial, 30-second for sponsor. Boom. I had that kind of played out in my head.
Are you going to do it?
I don't know. I'm still tossing around the idea of doing that. I think it'd definitely be interesting. So, yeah. And then that would make it, so Monday we got Gina, Tuesday us, Wednesday Coyotes, Thursday Pro. So, I mean, I'd have to do it Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And Friday, Saturday is out the question.
Yeah. Are you going to weigh-ins tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah. Maybe. We'll find out. Probably. But we're talking about the Turf Wars 18 wins tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Also, oh, crap, what was I going to say? While you're chatting away.
I'm actually playing Path of Exile right now.
I heard something start up. Is this a new venture? Did you give up on Hearthstone?
No, not Hearthstone.
Is it Hearthstone? Because I keep wanting to say Heath.
That's Hearthstone.
Hearthstone, okay. Yeah. You know what I need to do? I need to find a good game on my phone. There's just nothing that's very intriguing to me.
Plants vs. Zombies.
See, that just sounds boring to me.
It's pretty fun.
Fun for a few hours, and then I get bored.
Clash of Clans. That's
played that.
Really popular. What games do I have on my phone? Flappy Bird. It's hard as shit.
Is that the one that the guy took off?
Yeah, it's back up now though.
Yeah, that just seems boring.
I've got Plants vs. Zombies 2 and Flappy Bird, and that's the only 2 games I've got. I was a huge Tetris fan back in the day.
Yeah, I wasn't really a huge Tetris fan. Never my thing. I don't know what type of game I'm into on the phone. That's all my interest for a while.
You're a hard person to hold interest.
I am. I'm all over the place.
You have no attention span.
Maybe that might be my issue. I don't know. That very well could be. But I blame you, so you made me this way.
You were probably like that before I met you.
Probably. That's very true. It's very, very true.
Are we not friends on Snapchat?
Probably not. I don't really play around Snapchat.
I thought I would get all these titty pictures. And
well, you gotta know people that would want to do that, first off.
I just thought it was automatic. Like, you get Snapchat, and that's what happens.
I'm surprised you don't get Snapchats from Brian Furby's beard like 3 or 4 times a day.
I get Hard Rock's food. I get Gina Begley's adventures in the gym and her road trip today. I did get a picture of Chad Marsh's balls. And that's about it. I'm looking at Instagram. Like, I only check Instagram when I'm on the shitter.
Oh man, I check Instagram is my shit. I love Instagram.
You just stalk Felice Herrick.
Hey, she's awesome.
Oh, I go back. I'm scrolling through, so I've got Adam Fritz, Ariane Celeste, No Shave Life Apparel, Affliction Clothing, Chuck Liddell. Damn, Chuck Liddell looks like he's having fun. Dana White, he's at the Clippers game. Affliction Clothing again, Chuck Liddell again, Tito Ortiz, John Jones, Efren Escudero, my friend Todd Turner, Michelle Ould, Nick Knoll. Like, none of these, I'm not even friends with any of these people. Bobby Razak, Yancey Medeiros, Bloodstained Lane. You following these people?
I'm following Diane Knack. Hi, I'm Diane. I'm a young girl. I was wondering if we could...
You like that? I think that was meant for you.
Dick.
I want to put this out here to those that may be listening or maybe want to contact us for the 87,000th time in 2014. I'm just going to put it out there and say we are not an MMA promotion. Thank you.
No.
Have
Shut
a nice
up.
day.
You're lying. I do not believe you.
else. I think I'm about done. I don't know. I still may go to Bellator. I don't know.
Well, you're going to have to make that decision up ASAP.
In the next 6 hours. Like I have not canceled my hotel room yet. So.
ASAP.
All right. Well, next Tuesday we'll be back, episode 175. I feel like that's a milestone in itself.
It is.
This weekend we're at Turf Wars. We may do 2 episodes next week. I don't know. We got Pinnacle.
You also have WFS.
I don't know what that is.
MFS.
Midwest
Fight Series.
That's on Friday. You go.
I don't know yet, to be honest with you. I don't know.
I don't know if I will visit that establishment.
I got to talk to Michael Lawson. See what's up. Yeah.
You didn't enjoy this? Were you a Jeopardy fan?
Only on like the teen version, so I could actually answer questions.
Last week I did this show, first 45 minutes by myself, and then you were doing the NFL draft. You couldn't help me. Obviously, I didn't have a co-host, so I talked for 45 minutes, and then when I would get guests on the line, I would play this until I came back. This is a 10-minute loop of the Jeopardy song.
Oh, that's so sad.
So
we have to figure out what we're going to do with this podcast.
I don't know. Did you put the last one up on YouTube?
Not yet.
I've had, within 12 hours, I've had them all up on Live Sportscaster.
Yeah, because you know why? Those take MP3s, so that's no issue. Whereas YouTube does not take MP3s. So you have to encode it so where it does a MP4. Thank you very much.
I even sent you the file twice of our.
Yeah, still, that does nothing. I still have to encode it.
That's right. You still have to because you've not done it yet. You talk a big game, but you never follow through.
Don't you sass me. I've been busy, okay?
That's my fucking line.
Well, don't steal my line again, okay?
Alright. Next week, we're back. Actually, next week, like 4 days. I might do one tomorrow. I might fucking call you at noon and we'll just fucking record a podcast.
Boom.
Be like, what did we talk about last night? Who knows?
Who, us?
Yeah. Like if I did tomorrow, which is actually, there's still 13 minutes left of this day. I'm not sleeping well.
Oh.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why too.
Stay up playing video games and watching YouTube videos. If you're looking for YouTube videos to check out, of course you can look at Bluegrass. I'm on a Total Biscuit kick. The Cynical Brit. If you like first impressions of video games, he's the man to go to.
Boom.
All right, next week. Have a great weekend. See you at Turf Wars 18. Peace!
You've been listening to the Ohio Valley's #1 source for MMA, broadcasting on the ProMMANow.com radio network. Brought to you by Bangtown Fightwear, Bluegrass MMA Live. Join your host Juan Valley and Gary Thomas again for Bluegrass MMA Live. And remember, fighters first, fans always.